Are you okay?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Welcome to the Boxing Voice.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
You walk away with a silver medal, which is an incredible accomplishment. Can you take any pride in that?
No. I don't like to lose.
Now it's like I know what feeling I don't want to ever go through. He was talking about you crying and like, you go watch Floyd. Floyd was crying after he lost. I don't ever want to feel that again. I don't want to ever lose. Like I'm not cool with losing.
This is a TKO victory for Shakur Stevenson.
He's tough. He don't take no for an answer, so I gotta beat it out of him.
Shakur, of course he the truth. Tiafimo not messing with him. I don't think Tank messing with him. Gary Russell Jr. ain't messing with him.
Me right now, if you ask me, would I beat Floyd Mayweather back in the day? I'm gonna say yes, and truthfully, really believe that.
I know my body. Yeah, I know Shakur body. Shakur know my body. Do I step to you when we sport? Yes or no?
No.
Do we step to each other? Yes or no?
No.
The southpaw version of Floyd Mayweather.
Oscar can't keep ducking. It's time for him to fight. It's me versus Oscar Valdez. There's nothing else to look forward to.
Canelo can't get in the ring fight for him. And even if he could, I feel like if me and Canelo's at the same weight, I feel like I'll beat him.
SDS Promotions.
I'm one of the best fighters in boxing.
What up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs, Solo Dolo, Scarface, No Manolo. We're here to discuss the weekend recap. So if this is something you're interested in, stick around. If this is something you want to call in and give your opinion on, then Discord and X Spaces will be available to do that. To my main man Mozzie on Discord, let me know if we have the audio working properly. And yeah, man, to my good people here on YouTube.com, don't forget to hit that thumbs up the minute you get into the live chat. You know that's going to help with the visibility of the show. And it will keep this episode in the algorithm, letting boxing fans know that we're here every day, even if we're a little late like today, right? You know, we should have been starting a lot earlier, but there were just too many fights this weekend, and your boy had to get some rest, man. But we're bright and early, 9 a.m. West Coast, 12 p.m. East Coast, and we're here to discuss the weekend recap. Obviously, the big controversy revolves around Navarrete. Navarrete obviously got a very controversial decision. He was punched in the face by Charlie Suarez, causing a gash on or above his eye, ultimately having the fight stop due to that said gash. And instead of the fight being stopped as a TKO because the fighter could not continue because of the doctor and the cut, they went to the scorecards on some political, fancy smanshy, what do you call it? It's conspiracy shit. Somehow, it's the 8th round. The reviewing of the tape demonstrates that it was obviously a punch that caused the cut. They're taking so long, you already knew the fix was in. And sure enough, they gave the win to Navarrete. But this morning on Boxing Scene, they are reporting that California is poised to change Emmanuel Navarrete and Charlie Suarez to a no contest. Now, that isn't good enough for me. A no contest isn't fair to Charlie Suarez. Charlie Suarez deserves the win and deserves the title. I don't even know how California could just change it to a no contest. It's like he wouldn't have the cut if it wasn't for the punch. He wouldn't be able to continue if it wasn't for the punch. The punch caused the cut caused the fight to be stopped. He did that. Like, I don't get how this is a no contest. Shameful, and it just goes to show that powers that be will always control the dollar. But as you can see, it says the California State Athletic Commission is expected to convert Emmanuel Navarrete's technical decision over Charlie Suarez to a no contest. Boxing Scene learned. Now, why would it be a no contest? No one knows. No one knows. You know, if you punch someone in the face, or if you get a headbutt before 4 rounds, you go to the scorecards. If the punch causes the cut, essentially it's a TKO. I don't understand how this could have happened and why we're in this predicament, but unfortunate for Charlie Suarez. It wasn't the best of fights anyway. Neither man was landing very many punches, and that's what makes this situation unfortunate because Suarez didn't land a lot of punches, and the one punch he does land causes him to essentially get the win that he doesn't get because, again, there wasn't a lot of punches being landed in that fight. So Suarez robbed of the only one significant punch that he landed that should have given him the win. I mean, I don't know if you can correct me, right? Because I'm under the impression if it's a headbutt and we haven't gotten past the 4th, we go to the scorecards. But if it's a punch that caused the cut and the fight gets stopped, it should be a TKO because I hit you, I caused the cut, the doctor doesn't want you to continue with the cut was caused by a punch, the fighter's unable to continue, TKO. How California is now going to switch this to a no contest, I don't understand. But am I missing something in the ruling?
No, absolutely not. Good morning, everybody. Absolutely not. You're not missing anything. If it's a cut or something, from a punch, then, you have to rule it a stoppage. That should be ruled, in UK, they call it a RTD. Over here, it's a TKO. No matter which way you look at it, it is a stoppage. So I'm not really sure. Now, last I checked, was it a no contest that should be overturned to a TKO, or is it still the discrepancy of whether or not it's even a no contest?
I'm pretty sure they gave Navarrete the win last night. It wasn't a no contest last night.
No, last night, I know how they ruled it, but I know some of the news, some of the recent reports this morning was that the commission overturned it to at least a no contest because then I heard...
The article I got from Boxing Scene states that they should be overturning, and it hasn't been done yet.
Okay, that's what I wanted to be clear. So that's my fault. That's my fault, jumping the gun.
Yeah, but it has not been done yet.
But to your point, don't stop at a no contest. It should be all the way to the TKO, bro, for Charlie Suarez. You're right. 1,000%.
How do you rob that person of the moment? I don't understand how boxing keeps doing this. Like, that kid may never land that punch again. He may never break the skin again. And you telling me because someone made a mistake, he loses his moment. It's nasty, bro. Boxing, they always get it fucking wrong, bro. I don't understand it, bro. It's so sad that in this sport, anything literally can happen. Think about the people that bet on Navarrete. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go in there with this shit performance. He's always just, like, coasting. He's always just coasting. I don't know, bro. And he gets so much love. The arena or the stadium or whatever that was pretty packed. You know, it looked filled. Whenever they panned and zoomed and went through the audience, I don't understand why he has a lack of motivation. And I mean, Emmanuel Navarrete, he hasn't been putting up the performances of when he was hungry and not a champion, or when he was just becoming a champion, defending the belt. Um, I don't know. He's going through the motions, is what I feel. I don't know about yourself. What do
Ness,
you
I
think?
I think he may be partial Dominican. And the reason why I say that is because you know how you always allude to sometimes Dominican fighters, they get a little bit of money, a little bit of celebrity, they get high on the hog. I was big on Vaquero back in the day. I'm talking like, 2019, 2020, before the bubble, when he brought that unorthodox style and he was coming with the cowboy shit, and it was all cool, right? But somewhere along the way, I think, and it's always been alluded to, his lack of discipline outside the ring, the dad bod.
I don't want to cut you off, but just to answer your question, yes, it's still a win for Navarrete, a win, technical decision. I don't know if that means unanimous because of the scorecards, because all the judges had Navarrete up at the scorecards, on the scorecards.
Which was in of itself, due to, I don't know. So can I just go like, so Navarrete? I thought last night would be the end of this bullshit train, because as I was pointing out, somewhere along the way, he started to, I don't know, did he
Oh shit.
I don't know how much discipline that he had in the beginning, but he just kind of fell off when it came to only relying on that punch or those punches to stop people. So by the time he got to the Maxie Hughes fight, then I think the Maxie Hughes fight was the biggest fight where he got exposed, and after that, it's been kind of downhill. So I say all that to say, and please don't put any of that bad tithing on Perla Bazualda. Don't put any of that. Don't put your fucking dirty hat, Navarrete, on her head, and then make her be like you. Get the fuck out of here with that. But Navarrete certainly does not deserve, based on the technicalities with the punch causing the cut. He does not deserve to get this decision. And, it's unfortunate that Top Rank is still condoning this. Now, the interesting thing is they had a lot of 130 pounders in action on this card, so I feel like this was meant to be, as in Top Rank was building up Suarez. If Suarez doesn't catch him, Cortez will. If Navarrete's out, then it'll be Suarez and Cortez. So I don't know if I'm disappointed for Suarez, but the politics of it will make it such that even if the right of the decision isn't wrong, because he's in house, whether they feed, because Navarrete can't do this shit again, barely making weight. They're going to feed Navarrete to Cortez, and we could talk about his performance later. They're going to feed Navarrete to Cortez, or the winner of Navarrete Cortez gets back in there with Suarez. So, Top Rank kind of feeds off of this kind of nonsense, because all of this is happening in house. Doesn't benefit Suarez, doesn't benefit Navarrete because it enables him. But I didn't like the way the bout turned out, and certainly knowing that it is a still a win for Navarrete and not a no contest. Like, I'm pretty disappointed, man.
Yeah, man. I want to shift gears. Obviously, we can recap, and we do have some things to recap in news and notes. Proud moment for the boxing voice, as yet another amateur that fought on Border Wars turns professional. This one now, Price Sparrow. And this one is someone to look out for. Let me tell you, Price, turned pro, fought on a Roy Jones card about a week ago, and fought a guy with 8 fights, 1 loss, 7 straight wins. He lost his first fight and 7 straight wins. And Price, as an 0-0 fighter, took that fight and got that win in a 6-round fight. Obviously, looks like Black Prime, BLK Prime, noticed what the young man was doing and now have signed him to their team. So Price Sparrow, someone to look out for, ladies and gents. And, congratulations to him and his dad for making that plunge into the professional ranks, and we will be tuned in and locked in into his career, man. But I
And
hear
that's not
good
only
things. I hear good things. I really want everything that his dad has been telling me to come true, because his dad's talking like, he's one of them ones.
not only that, I want to point out to what people can, Border Wars isn't just, the dream match to scratch it off your butt. It's that too, right? But it's an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. The eyes are upon you, the ears are listening, and if you bring your presentation and your A game and all those other elements behind the scenes to the table, don't be surprised at what opportunities can be afforded. So shout out to the TBV community. Shout out to UNES for creating this opportunity for these guys. And yeah, man, it takes the community members to bring your talent forth and to show us who you are. So shout out to Price Sparrow and his dad for stepping up. This was the way they were sending you the sparring footage back in the day, right?
Yeah.
They kept seeing see. So yeah, shout out to Price,
Shout
man.
out to Black Prime, for seeing the talent. Hopefully they keep this young man active, and we can see him develop. I know there was interest from other people too, management and things of that nature. Um, like I said, they fought on a Roy Jones card, so they had some options. We'll see. I believe I'm pretty sure he's a welterweight, man. So he's coming. 6th round as your debut. He's definitely coming.
Shout out to Black Prime. Listen, I know y'all got that Wilder situation going, but if you need some help, man, you need to holler at the one place that created the most attention and attraction to Deontay Wilder's career. This ain't nobody. I'm saying this as a caller, fan, a participant, and a love of boxing, man. Listen,
Well, we're gonna
there's
have his opponent on. I think I have his opponent scheduled for Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Mr. Herndon or Herndon. I'm gonna have him pronounce it, but he's the guy. But yeah, man, shout out Black Prime. We got another little something here. Let's keep it on the weekend. Muratalla gets the win. Obviously, shout out to Bradley. Double-edged sword is Bradley. Right away, he said, Devin Haney knocked this guy out. Muratalla did not. And we're talking about Zaire Abdulayev, who is known to carry power late. But I think that Muratalla did a good job. He did get hit, but he showed he got a little bit of a chin, you know what I'm saying? So he got hit, but he did his thing and got the win, got the interim, which means if Lomachenko isn't coming back, he will be elevated. I'm sure he won't get teased for being a quote-unquote email champ. But it seems Top Rank is considering Keyshawn Davis next. And I think that the last two names there, are just for namesake to keep Murataya's name, so that you can learn Murataya's name, because you're like, oh, he could fight Shakur. Oh, he's in Vasil's division, because you don't know Muratalla, the average casual fan. You know what I'm saying? In terms of Keyshawn Davis, we've heard the rumors that Turkey Ali Sheikh would like Keyshawn Davis to move up to 140 if he can be successful in the De Los Santos fight and take on Teofimo Lopez. I don't know if that takes precedent over his original plans for Teofimo, but I know that there are people in the boxing world that would love that fight, since Teofimo and Keyshawn have that history being in the gym together, and there's rumors that, they hit each other, or someone hit someone's father, or a trainer hit someone. Whatever rumors are out there can help, build this particular matchup. But what did you think of Raymond Muratalla, and what do you want next?
Oh, I like the performance. And I understand, like I said, I understand the business. I understand what Top Rank has to do. A lot of in-house things going on. So this was, in fact, in-house ploy. Except Tim Bradley almost messed it up for them a bit, comparing it to Haney's performance. But still in all, what you have is a guy in Muratalla that Top Rank obviously kept away from Shakur. And certainly, as Keyshawn was building, Keyshawn, even though it feels like Muratalla was probably in development before Keyshawn, it seems like Keyshawn kind of passed Muratalla. So, in some ways, no disrespect, but in terms of popularity, in terms of marketability, he had been an afterthought. Now Shakur's out of the picture, so it's easy to put him up on the graphic, pun intended, and say, yeah, Muratalla and Shakur. That's easy to say. Lomachenko is easy to say, in-house cooking, right? But we don't know what Lomachenko is going to do. And the reality is, Muratalla and Keyshawn kind of need to meet in the way that Shakur and Keyshawn would have need to meet, in that there's only room for one of those guys really at 135, because you still got Abdullah Mason waiting in the wings. So Muratalla's got to find a way to get in the discussion, because we've been talking about Abdullah Mason more than Ray Muratalla. So as far as his performance last night, it was good, and it was positioning. It was positioning, because that's about all he's got. He doesn't, it's not a knock to him, but between Keyshawn and Abdullah at 135 at top rank, he again becomes an afterthought. So now, if I was Keyshawn, now let's talk about, what should he do? Because I'm saying Muratalla and Keyshawn is the next best thing that can happen. If I was Keyshawn, I too would be interested in the Muratalla fight, because it's a little bit more strategic. It's a little bit more academic. It's a little bit along the route that I recommend. Taking that Teofimo Lopez fight is jumping out into the streets of boxing, right? So stay with the Muratalla route. Take that interim IBF and force the position with Loma, force the position with Tank, or whoever else is at 135. You could then say, fuck it. Shakur got to move up, or he got to come and see me. You can do a lot more. There's a lot more moves on the table should Keyshawn decide to, forget about the TO option from Turkey a la Sheikh and take the Muratalla option from Turkey a la Bob.
If you're watching this on X live streaming video, I need you to hit that retweet, repost. If you're listening to this on X, same thing. Numbers is power, man. There's other people live, and I don't like to be last. This is like a race to me, so my numbers got to be higher than the competitors. I need you to help me with those retweets and reposts, because that's going to let people know that we chopping it up over here, and that's going to make them join the space. That's going to make them join the live, formerly known as Twitter. We now rocking out on X. We're live simulcasting on X live streaming video, X Spaces, Discord, and YouTube around the world, making this show global and international. Yo, did I tell you? I put it in the pre-pro, I think. Yo, I made it to the TBV, made it to the Daniel Kinahan
Documentary.
Jojo Diaz's manager was receiving the news live on TBV on camera. That was so official, bruh. Salute, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like a little milestone right there. Listen, let me throw this on. This is Vaquero. And Emmanuel Navarrete says that the decision on rematching Charlie Suarez would be premature at the moment. He ducking that schwerk. He don't want that shmoney.
No, it's still a bit premature. I have the suspension for 2 months. I have to, think well, decide, see what comes, and then we'll make a decision.
So that was via Gabriel Rivas, the translator for Top Rank, formerly with Golden Boy. And Navarrete is using the excuse of the stitches, right? He was cut, so he's going to be out of the ring for a while. I said that live. I said, because of that cut, any rematch is going to be pushed back. And, much like the Fundora situation, because of that cut, he might get out of the fight, right? Is Suarez going to want to wait, or is Top Rank just going to offer Suarez, like you said, the Cortez fight? And then he's going to be like, all right, fuck it. Just let me get that check. Since I got to wait 3 months for this man to heal up, then I got to wait another 3 months for this man to rematch me because of training camp, right? Because I doubt Navarrete is going to be training. He could train bottom and everything, and even arms. He just can't spar with that cut. But go ahead.
And shit, I doubt he was doing much training anyway. And look, I think it'll be a contract even attached to that shit for Suarez. They'll say, look, don't worry about it. We give you the rematch. Take the Cortez while Vaquero's healing. And then once he's done, you'll get that title bout. You know what I mean? 2-fight, 3-fight deal. And that's how he's roped in, you know? That is the magic of Top Rank cooking, man.
I feel like Suarez was probably already signed with Top Rank. Like, look, he got this position, you know, and he got this position because he's not as dangerous as Cortez. Not saying that Cortez could actually beat Navarrete. I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying Suarez going into this fight was perceived not to be able to beat Navarrete, and pretty much that fight showed that. Yes, he landed that one punch, and that's why I'm feeling for him. I'm hurting for him because that punch may never land again. Not one to break skin in that particular position to cause that sort of reaction. Now, Arete was panicking. He was wiping and wiping and wiping. And, Suarez didn't even really jump on him the way that he should. He should have focused on a lot of right hands because he couldn't see from the left side. So, I don't know. Suarez probably kicking himself in the butt.
And switching lanes, and not even switching lanes, maybe just driving on the other side of the road. Let's talk about just Anthony Cacace real quick. Cacace beats the shit out of Vaquero, if you ask me. Or am I bugging? I think he withstands early.
I don't know, man. Vaquero's style is so awkward. I mean, Suarez really couldn't land, right? Like, you just never know if someone's going to be able to get his awkward style timed properly. But what I do want is what Cacace wants, which is he wants Oshaki Foster. No need to screen share it. He said it in the post fight. It's in a boxing scene article if you want to verify. But Cacace wants a shot at Oshaki, and Frank Warren, Bob Arum, they're friends, they're buddies. Can we get that? I like Cacace. I actually want to see him move up, though. I feel like he may be, I don't want to say struggling because I didn't watch his weight cut and I didn't watch him at the weigh-in, but on fight night he's bones, bro. Like, his bones are protruding from his skin. Like, he might need to move up, man. He might need to move up. I mean, yeah, maybe that's just his genetics, but bro, even this little bone right here was poking out. I'm like, ew, man. Collarbone all showing. He's skin and bones. He was skin and bones, man.
You a movie buff. Did he look like Christian Bale in The Machinist? Do you remember
Not
that movie?
that thin, but close. I mean, because obviously he looked healthy, but I just wonder, like, for instance, let's just stick to the script. Did Lee Wood not look more brolic? His back did not look fuller? In the beginning of that fight, I said, damn, Lee Wood might be too much for this dude because he looked stronger. He looked more filled out at the division. Yes, Cacace performed better, but I'm just saying, I wonder what he looks like at 35.
Well, Cacace switches. You talk about awkward styles. He switches from southpaw to conventional. So, that would make that fight hella awkward. And that's what I think Vaquero, somebody that is as awkward as he is in a different way, and kind of has, good power late. I'm not going to call Cacace a power puncher, but carries good power late. I like that fight. He probably would want to fight Foster more so than Vaquero because it'd be more of a boxing match than a fight. I get that. And it's interesting. Top Rank, they got the WBC and the WBO over there. Plus, they're, pretty chummy with Queensberry. So the IBO, they got a nice little unification plan should they choose to, everybody get involved over there.
We can recap. Nico Ali Walsh takes to Africa to get a win over Ebenezer. People in the community are saying that quite possibly Ebenezer can lose to Keem. So I don't know that they're valuing this win that Nico Ali Walsh has gotten. But, I mean, look, we learned with Deontay Wilder and other big punchers that, like Berlanga, that while you don't respect the opposition, you still have to have power to knock out a man. And This man was 7-0 with 7 KOs. I mean, I don't know what that means. He's on a 1.5-star fighter, but again, you know, you got to be able to knock them out. They ain't gonna fall down on their own. Is Nico Ali Walsh back? He's certainly back in the win column. Damn, you're chuckling over there. What the fuck? Hey, yo.
Yo, you said that shit. You was like, is he back? I said, is he back? From where? Yo, no. Listen, no disrespect. I just mean like he's still he's still a prospect. He's still very much a prospect. So, you know,
I
he
wish
ain't
I had
back.
that. Somebody need to clip that quote pack and just give me that. You know, you fumble that Jake bag because Nico fumbled that Jake bag. He
Yeah.
should have just took the Jake fight and lost to Jake for $1 million, or maybe even Jake would have been more generous than $1 million.
Yeah, because there's no way he was going to go the blue chip route. To get respectfully, title route. Is he still pursuing a title? You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get this kid an NABF or something.
And
So he can go
champ,
home.
again, we on the no disrespect trail, but you say you didn't take the Jake Paul fight because he's not real boxing, but it's Jake Paul that has better wins than Nico and about to fight a bigger opponent than Nico's ever faced. I'm sure Top Rank would have loved to have Nico Ali Walsh versus Julio Cesar Chavez. I'm sure they would have loved to do that. And, you know, Nico wasn't able to pan out. So while he's taking shots at Jake, that Jake isn't a real fighter, it seems that Jake is doing better in boxing. Now, granted, Jake lost to Tommy Fury. But Tommy Fury's on a higher level than everybody that, you know, Nico Ali Walsh has lost to. Lil Zuda, $2 on the champ level. Africa in the house. Does that mean you've seen the Nico Ali Walsh fight with the fire emoji? Ike with the 5-pounder. Cacace ducked Sugar Nunez and dropped his IBF. Now y'all praising him and not calling him out for that BS. Clapping emoji. Imagine dropping an IBF for IBO. Thinking emoji. I mean, look, I didn't know that he did that because, you know, I only remember him beating Cordina, and then he had a fight after the Cordina where he got another win. But, yeah, my thing is, I didn't know. That being said, you ain't really ducking. Who the fuck is Sugar Nunez when you trying to fight Oshaki Foster? You know, I don't really know who Sugar Nunez is, so. Yo, I mean, who is this Sugar Nunez character?
Eduardo Nunez.
Not Eduardo Rocky Hernandez, right?
No, there's Edward. Is it Edward Nunez?
Okay, I see. The 27 and 22 knockout. Oh, 27 and 27. Whoa. I mean, all his fights in Mexico, man. We ain't ducked this dude. He's just unknown. He gotta put it in. He beat Oscar Escaldon, but come on. Ain't Escaldon was like a career 22-pounder? Oh, he started his career at 118, bro. You know, that's not nothing no out of this world. Okay, he stopped Mariaga. That's a decent win, but at this stage of his career, you beating Mariaga in 2024.
That Mariaga was shocked. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Keem would have beat Mariaga since we use Keem as the litmus test. Respectfully, Keem is my bro.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like you can't be saying that Cacace ducked this dude. But don't get me wrong, UK dudes have been losing. If you leave it the tip, they have been losing to Mexicans. So maybe they did swerve this. Like, look, man, you seen what happened to Warrington. You know, you seen what happened to Lee Wood. Let's swerve these Mexicans.
And I put some validity on that because even if you look at the last three, and I had said, yeah, they're three good wins, and they are by name, but they are guys that also fought, you know, at feather, or you know what I'm saying, or you know, started off at super bantam. So, yeah, it was Cordina and Warrington and now Wood. But remember, when you're bringing these guys up, you know, you kind of got to be respectful of that. Didn't that's if you point to, you know, Cacace maybe Cacace, excuse me, you know, being a bit weight drained. weight bully, like the community loves to say, and then you're bringing the guys up. So these things have to be observed in context. I'm not a blind man; I see it very well, but I also see right now that Cacace has positioned himself quite nicely. Whether you respect the IBO or not, it's a good belt, and it's something that he has to bring to the table. Because in absence of any other world titles, I think the IBO is just fine, in my opinion.
So, man, Lubin look good. He's back. He really put hands on Holmes.
Edra Holmes.
I feel like Holmes never really got out of first gear. I don't know what made him believe that he was going to win that fight with just a jab. But, Lubin's back. Lubin's back, man. What did you think of that performance?
That is an appropriate statement. He's back. He's certainly back. He boxed before he brawled. He thought about putting his punches together. And when Holmes was trying to jab, he had nothing, no combinations. He's usually a combination puncher. He had nothing coming behind it. Almost as though he was scared of Lubin's power, which I get. In the initial rounds of the fight, you trying to like kind of see where he at, trying to see if he whiff one of them big ass punches past you to see, if the wind on that shit cut hard. You like, damn, he punching. All those elements and nuances, but it just doesn't seem like Holmes wanted to, be offensive. He was defensive in that he was clinching a whole lot, and Lubin was working well in that clinch, going to the body and landing with that uppercut. Pez dispensing the uppercut on Holmes. No disrespect intended, but yeah. Now the thing is, here's the thing. That's Lubin. He's been here a time or two, fought himself to mandatory position, and you saw all during the tape. I'm sure you guys paid attention to it, or maybe you didn't get a chance to see. He was talking about a moment where Gary Shaw wasn't pleased with his performance and kind of alluding to Lubin being Gary Jonas. I'm sorry.
And I hope you're talking about the moment for the Jesus Ramos fight.
Yes.
Bro, I ain't trying to change your story and make it about my narcissistic self, but I patted myself on the back because this motherfucker cut me off because of the Jesus Ramos fight, right? Him and Kevin Cunningham stopped fucking with me because I thought they lost. But Gary Jonas been in his corner since he was a teenager, and he's in the corner like, we got lucky. What the fuck that means? That means we got lucky. We didn't lose, which means I had at least, give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't wait to get to Florida. This motherfucker, you better fuck with me again. Like, you right, Ness? What's good for Gary got to be good for you. Like, get the fuck out of there. That's some bullshit. How you can't have an opinion, but Gary can have an opinion?
No, that's a fact. No, that's a fact. That's a fact because again, that's the temperamental nature that I'm pointing to. So we got to see if Lubin, kind of stay turned on. Whatever's in his head or whatever is in the crowd around him or the voices that kind of let him know that it's okay to coast at times or that it's okay to be.
I think all that is done for starters. I know Kevin probably secretly listens. I'm not taking a shot at you, Kev, but he don't got the same trainer no more. For two, his environment is different. Again, he's not training with Kevin, so he's training with Pro Box with a young Villasant, with an Edgar that money just fucking falling off of him. So while maybe Edgar hasn't done the things that boxing fans want him to do, in the eyes of Lubin, Edgar represents money in the big fight that Lubin hasn't been able to get. Edgar did fight Canelo and got that $10 million paycheck. Lubin hasn't got a $10 million paycheck. You got who else he got in that? And you got Dominic Valle. I mean, you just got all these hungry guys. Najee Lopez. You got all these hungry guys on the up. So they got to be pushing Lubin. Is what I want to believe. I'm optimistic, man. I'm optimistic. I want to believe that these types of things motivate you. Remember, I'm the same dude that thought Andy Ruiz would be better in the camp with Canelo, and for a little bit, it looked that way.
Until it didn't.
Yeah.
But only time
money
will
got
tell.
to him, man. Where is Andy, man? I heard he's like part owner in a pizzeria.
Yeah, I mean, An alcoholic buys a liquor store. We'll see how it
Crazy,
goes.
crazy,
But
man.
but with Lubin, talking about seeing how it goes, man. What do you think is gonna be? Do you think they're prepared for a fighter? And I don't want to say on the level.
Well, I mean, obviously this was an IBF eliminator, so we don't got to
I
do any
know
guessing. They going straight at Bakram. If
Bakram.
if he wants his title shot, it will be versus Bakram. Um, and look, the thing is, bro, Bakram is running off a high of one performance. Like, I haven't gone back and watched Bakram's previous performances. I'm high off his most recent performance, which could give me recency bias, right? So I'm not ready to say that he gonna beat Lubin. And I was never one of them dudes that thought Lubin was shot. Motherfuckers be running around here. Oh, Jose Ramirez got 2 losses, he shot. Lubin got 2 losses, he shot. It's like, yo, everybody shot to these motherfuckers. And this is why I hate them. I want y'all in the fucking ring. Like, 2 losses and Lubin shot, but he came back and stopped. I'm pretty sure Holmes was an undefeated contender in an IBF eliminator. Like, how you shot? You know what I'm saying? He didn't struggle with Holmes. He didn't squeak a decision. It wasn't controversial. He stopped them. How you shot?
Stopped him late, and he was very patient about it. And this is where I'm going with it. Do you think Lubin? You mentioned all the changes, right? You mentioned all the young, hungry, the new. Do you think he's going to have the discipline, or can he get lured back into violence with Bakram? The violence is
No,
why people.
of course he can, bro. Like, I mean, you can hear that in his recollection of the Fundora fight. He can't help himself but get in the fight. He tuned out his trainer, and all he wanted to do was knock out Fundora. So, absolutely, if Bakram catches him with some big shit that offends him, that makes him feel like less than a man in front of the world, where I gotta get it back. Yeah, man. Yeah, he gonna get caught up into a motherfucking street fight. It's obvious that shit is in his nature. Now, can Mark Farad, Gary Jonas, who was in the corner, he didn't just he wasn't just on some promoter shit. He was with Lubin there in the top of the ring. So it's like, can they keep him in that mindset that he needs to be in order to outbox? Be a boxer puncher. I ain't gonna say outbox. Be a boxer puncher with Bakram, because that's all you got to do in theory is turn Bakram, keep turning him, offset him. Don't allow him to be set up to throw those big shots that he got, And that shouldn't be hard for a slick black fighter. Lubin is still young too. Remember, he started his career at 18, so that's what I'm saying. This shot shit is bananas to me.
I don't like that word, but
I don't even know how old he is, but I mean, he can't be that old. He can't be that old. He was in the amateurs with Berlanga and them. He probably the age of Shakur.
See, I was gonna say at best he's 30.
I'm gonna check right now. I was just making more coffee, but I'm gonna check because.
So while you doing that, let me talk about women's boxing, because that might have been the best fight of the whole weekend,
Oh
the
yeah,
most
let's
action
talk
of the
about
weekend.
that. I mean, you are more educated on that, so I'm gonna just say, I wasn't scoring it round by round, so I'll give you that. But I didn't really see how the Argentine woman Romero lost, bro. Like, they fell in love with that Isak Cruz style, but she wasn't really landing like that, bro. And she had to get punched in the face thoroughly just to get to land. She's the definition of when we sit here and we say he got to sell out. She had to sell out. She was jumping in, taking punches to land an occasional hook, and she got the win. I don't know how. I didn't score round by round, but just watching it, I did not think she did enough to win. What was her name? Rosquero. No, I didn't know. I mean, obviously she got the back half of the fight. She employed her will on Romero, and you can see the tempo of the fight changed towards the back half. But again, it's round by round. Like, you won the championship round, so we gonna throw you the belt? That's crazy.
Yeah, certainly a controversial split decision. But I see Rosquero, she's a lot like Erica Cruz. You know, they had a similar style. Head down,
Man,
overhand right.
I was thinking Aesop Cruz, not even Erica the aunt, bro. Like she was really like it was entertaining because she was fighting the way she was fighting, but it was also like, bro, come on, like the whole first half, Romero was just step back, right hand, bam, bam. I'm like calling the fight, like, oh shit, she landed a right hand, another right hand, another right hand, another right hand. Damn, another right. It was just right hand after right hand after right hand after right hand. So it's like, bro, when did she like lose? Like I didn't understand it. She was timing the fuck out of her.
But that right hand became less effective when Romero's nose got busted, and Rosquero's overhand began to, and it was just the overall pressure. So it's just the tempo of it. You had Romero going backwards, and then she was kind of cocking the hand back, kind of. So it got a little bit predictable, and with the action kind of going in a different direction, literally. I think you had a lot of people excitement, and shout out to Vega because he said that the energy in the building was electric when that fight was going. So I think it was a lot of. I mentioned Erica Cruz because she is a former opponent of Romero, for the WBA title, and it was ruled a no contest after Cruz, popped dirty. So it's just so ironic that a similar style, another Mexican, and listen, Rosquero looked bigger than 122, man. I ain't gonna hold you. That motherfucker look way bigger than 122 pounds, man. But yeah, shout out to her, man. And Romero, you see how gracious she was in defeat?
Hell
I ain't
yeah.
never.
No, she was too gracious. What the fuck was going on there? I have never seen that, male or female. I mean, never. Bro, at the end, I don't know if you caught that, but she turned Japanese and bowed down to her, bro. Bowed
Yeah.
down. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Romero's silly as hell for that shit. I know Manny Robles had to be furious. Furious. What type of shit was that? That was way too much love. She hugged her. She was hanging on her. Then she bowed down. I mean, come on. You grabbed her hand. Like, how much? How much? That was too much. That was too much. She showed defeat. She showed defeat.
Yeah, I don't know if that was her acknowledging like, yo, you whooped my ass or what.
Bro, I don't know if you watched the Valdez Villa fight. No, Valdez Dominic Valle fight. Bro, Valdez got his ass kicked. He still was like this when they announcing the cards. Referee holding his hand, he got his number one up and is bouncing. Just in case they say him, he going like this. He don't give a fuck about a robbery. Like, she already, like, oh man, bro. You showed me you thought you didn't win. I'm over here capping for you, is what it looked like now, because you don't even believe you won. Crazy.
And that she lost a belt. She ain't just lose. That motherfucker lost a belt and was grace. Like,
she was happy. That check must have been Turkey a la Sheik like, because I ain't understand them smiles. That shit was bananas. Believe me, I'm not exaggerating. That shit had me dumbfounded. I'm like, why is you so happy? Like, what is you happy about?
Shout out
Crazy.
to Pro Box could run two women's fights, 4 titles, rematches of controversial. They could run Artiga Chavez back, and they could run this one back, and then put some guys on the undercard of that, and that would be so magnificent. Shout out to women's boxing,
Yeah, I mean, the fight was good because of Rosquera's style. But again, I just don't think that she was accurate enough. But she got that pit bull style, bro. She was making it a dog fight for sure. And it got uncomfortable in there for Romero.
Yeah, man. So now, like, think about it. 122. You got Ellie Scottney.
Mm-hmm.
It's her.
But she just signed an MVP, right?
She just signed an MVP, and she's fighting for undisputed against Yamlith Mercado. So
Yamlith been around for a minute though.
Long minute, been interim
She's
for
still
a
a
while.
champ?
She's WBC.
Damn. I forget what's the girl that beat her that's also in the mix now, right? She has a loss, right? She has that one loss.
I'm drawing a blank on her too.
Let me see.
But yeah, that was a good fight to have on the card. The Pro Box card was pretty solid. It was a long card as well. It was as long as the Queensberry one. So shout out to them.
Oh, she got 3 losses, but Serrano, Fatima, and Munoz. So nah, it's definitely Serrano, not any of the other 2 that I knew. Yeah, but after that Serrano win, loss, she's been on the streak. Got a belt and
Absolutely.
been on the streak.
Absolutely. And that's how you know you're good, and then you're great because you lose, and then who'd you lose to? Amanda Serrano. Okay, we understand that,
And
and
I
then you
think
went.
in between that, didn't she beat the Rocker? Yeah, she beat my girl in between that, who could punch like a dog.
Yep.
I know a little bit. I be forgetting their names, but I remember her because of all the tattoos and her punching power. I thought she was Argentine. She from Mexico. That's wild. This is the one they call the Rocker, right? Or La Roquera or some shit like that. That's her nickname? Or you don't know?
No, yeah, either that or yeah, because they call her Barbie Juarez.
Oh,
They don't call.
so that's not her then. That's not her then. That's not her. I know Barbie Juarez. Okay. Nah, that's not her. Where's the other girl at? Ooh, she beat Romola. Damn, that's another Manny Robles fighter.
Some tough girls out here, man.
Yeah. So
Hey,
anything
yo,
you want to add before we go to these phone lines that are
yeah,
non-existent? All right, let me get to these super
yes,
chats. Hold on. Big Boss, $5. Actually, that's Brand DeLorean. He says, I don't know what that word's supposed to be. Anto. Who the fuck is Anto Fort Cordina? Maybe he meant Cacace. Fort
yep,
Cordina
that's what
as
you're
the
talking about.
IBO champ already. He
Yes,
said Frank offered him 2 times what Eddie did for Sugar, so that's not a duck. He should move up, though. It do look like he could do well in the division above. We got Leonard Sterling with the 5-pounder. Sugar Nunez traveled to Tajikistan and stopped Rakhimov to become the IBF mandatory before Rakhimov fought Paldo. Tajikistan results not on BoxRack. Bandalorian to Morales. Purse bid begin May 18th. Bakram, Knicks. Yeah, the thing is, who's gonna bid? Is it gonna be Gary that bids on that versus Bakram? Because where's the PBC and the Lubin life? You know what I
main
mean?
event. Main event ain't gonna do shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Gary wins that purse bid low, but then now you got to fight Bakram for like peanuts. Mad Bet 100 member for 53 months on the contender level. Let's go, Mad Bet. Kansas City, Caribbean, stand up. Daily Dose of Tankwell. Blaz be blasting. Romero got robbed. Lubin need a title shot. Good weekend. Awaiting Tank return. Yo, the Tank news is dead news. They was talking dates and months. Now that shit gone. Malcolm, member for 20 months on the prospect level. Tone said to ask you what's up with HR. Shout out TBV. I don't even know what you talking about. John Tom, member for 6 months. Boxer in Creed 4. Question mark. Eubank Jr., Berlanga, Usyk, Tank. Oh, you asking which one should be in it? I mean, obviously Tank, and then next Berlanga, and then Eubank. Last Usyk. Like, what are you gonna do with Usyk non-English speaking? I mean, I guess he's good for the movies because it's like if you make him like the villain boss, you gotta beat, and then he gets to say his little catchphrases like "I'm feeling" and shit like that. It could work for him.
You're all wrong. It'll be Bumgarner. Remember, they were trying to push women's boxing forward in that one with the, you know what I mean? So it'll be Bumgarner or something like that.
I mean, that's his choices. He gave those choices, but Bumgarner, he says, Quest, member for 2 months on the prospect level. Ness, I mean, you think Cocky Rolly back? Hell yeah. Bro, that's the biggest win of Rolly's career. You think he ain't going to get big-headed? You don't hear what he's saying? How he talking? Hell yeah. And he rightfully rightfully he deserves to, bro. He deserves to talk like that because we counted him out. We thought Ryan was about to just walk over this dude and move into the big fight with Dev. And shout out Rolly, man. He had another thing planned. Phone lines are open though if you want to call in, and if
Uh,
not, early weekend. What up,
yeah,
champ?
but before you go to the phone lines, real quick, man, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the fathers, husbands, and partners because on Mother's Day, what we do is we go and check on our mothers at the nursing homes or at the facilities or wherever they at. We go and make sure the wives and the girlfriends can go out and do the shit that they want to do on Mother's Day. So all the men that stay solid for the women in their lives on Mother's Day, shout out to you guys. Shout out to us.
Salute, salute. We got Bandalorian on the check-in. Yo,
You hear me good,
Bandalorian.
Ness?
We hear you.
Okay, okay. No, I was saying hey, that's a good breakdown. I never heard it like that. Me. Hey, shout out to you too, me man, because that card, yeah, that Pro Box card, I was at both that one and the MVP Prospects 12 from Friday. But I was telling everybody there, and everybody was blown away because they hadn't thought of it yesterday. I said when the women were fighting, I said this was literally just like what Ness said. I said this was literally the women's version of Pitbull and Fierro, and everybody was like, "Oh, they like, I ain't thinking that. I ain't thinking that." I said that's exactly what I was thinking of when I saw them fight. But that fight indeed was a banger though. Like I gotta admit, that was a damn good fight though. Aside from that, that card was real solid. Like Coach Mark, he was real happy. Like he was real. You could see the relief when he came over there next and talked to me and Johnny after the fight. You could see the relief, like it was like a load was off his shoulder because he really wanted that for Erickson. Because we kept telling him we was like, all right, that's one. When he had Valle one, then Najee one, then Blast one. So it was like, all right, it was like now the pressure gonna be on Erickson. Like he gotta feel like he gotta complete the sweep, but it was like he should get it. But he was happy, Erickson was happy. Everybody showed up for him and stuff. And I was like, my thing where I kept telling Johnny Ness, I was like, hey, Gary did his thing because he did a lot of them, like you call them green print fights, Ness. Like that shit was every fight. Everybody was going crazy for, like you had all these Mexicans here, Argentinians here, people from Orlando here, Puerto Ricans there. Like
Wait. Let me
everybody
ask
was
you,
getting
how did it look
crazy screens.
inside? Because on TV, I seen so many empty seats. Like, was the arena too big? Did people not show up? Like, what happened?
Yeah, so it was kind of weird. When you came in, they sent us all in through just the south lobby, and then when you walk in, if you and I think Johnny said it was in the twos because I think he said that's where Alex Vega and all them was sitting upstairs. So when you come in, you make a right, go up the stairs, then sit up there. But it's like they had it sectioned off because that's where I think the Osceola Magic. So that's where they play the G League NBA team. That's where they play at. So like they had like half of the arena sectioned off, but then they had seats only available in the specific area, and then all of the flooring. Because the flooring was packed, like the flooring was filled. They had the tables everywhere, and it was numbered and all of that stuff. But the flooring was loaded. Like everybody was out there basically on the floor. And then they had like some like at the top for the most part. But yeah, it was really just kind of sectioned off, kind of weird. But the crowd overall though was like I said, it was pretty good though. Like I said, okay, now I see. Like when I walked in, I said, okay, now I see what Ned's talking about. I said, Gary definitely making pretty good gate money then, because you got people in there. Of course, everybody in there getting drunk, all kind of stuff. So I said, he definitely making good gate money. But it was like I
Oh
said, it was
yeah,
a good ass event, though.
that shit,
That
yo.
was a real
Going
good
on the
event.
road changed their whole, like, you know what I'm saying? Their whole business plan.
Yeah, cause like I said too, then you got all them green print fights. You got Nicholas Flaws, Puerto Rican, Najee Lopez, he Puerto Rican from Atlanta, so that's just up the street in Georgia. You got Blast from Orlando, Erickson Lubin from Orlando. That's why I said all of them was getting crazy cheers. All of them had hella family there. Even Archer Holmes, his family was there. It was a lot, but that's why I said it was a damn good event. I mean, I loved it. Like I talked to all of them, of course. They, because I just was staying. Like Johnny just told me stick with him and all that. So we just kept talking to Mark and everything. But yeah, I told you, like I told you in that super chat yesterday. So when we was watching it, Johnny had looked down at his phone, and then I was like, oh shit, he got him with a body shot when he hit a Roscoe. Blast did, and I said, look at him, he wincing when he walked back to the corner. And when he was stretching out, I said something wrong. I said, I don't know if it's like he just got him with a good ass organ shot or something. So when he sat down and he was stretching, his trainer Roscoe was pulling his trunks. When they ended that round and they waved it off, when Mark came back to us, he was like, yeah, he broke approximately two of Orozco ribs, and Blast had broke his own hand in the second round. So I was like, yo, like, damn, he broke his hand in the second round and still managed to get that stoppage. I was like, that was impressive. But I know he told us, I think he said Najee. They're going to aim to get Najee back out by September. Because I asked Najee, of course, since he's from Atlanta, I said, you going to try and get you a fight in Atlanta soon? And he was like, hopefully. He said they talking about it and all that stuff. But I told him, I said, because, like you a good name. I said, and of course, Brian Norman Jr., y'all holding it down for Atlanta right now. You know. But, yeah, like I said, aside from that, that was a good ass card. Like I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed that much more than I did the MVP card. MVP card was pretty solid. Corey Marshman, of course, he did his thing Friday,
I'm
and
glad you brought that
that
shit up.
Perro.
I almost forgot to talk about that Beto fight, man. That
Hey,
fight.
look, Ness. Hey, because Corey Marshman, of course, since he's from Orlando, he blew the roof off when he even came out, all the return of the max stuff. He managed to get the stoppage. But look here, when Perro hit that canvas, boy Nikisa almost jumped out his suit telling him to get his ass up. Like that shit was crazy. They was panicking in there. They was like everybody yelling, hold, jab, hold, wrap him up, hold, get off the ropes. And then he got dropped again. I just knew it was over. I was like, man, but he did good, coming back, because that was yeah, that shook the night up for sure, because he got caught. But uh yeah, Navarro, that motherfucker was tough as nails. Like that motherfucker was eating everything Perro threw at him and all that. The thing was, he just didn't go to the body like he should have. Because even Johnny was saying, he keep head hunting. He was like, if he just go to the body, he'll put him down. And I said, that's true. A lot of fighters always forget that body. They just be so caught up in them head shots. But like I said, overall the weekend was solid. I mean, I'm like you. See, I ain't think of that, Ness, because I did know, like I told you just now, that May 18th the purse bid started. See, I didn't think of that, so I should have asked Mark that. But because like Erickson said and all, he said all of them saying they want what you call it next. They said they want Bakram next. Of course, Bakram, he fumbled too because he just sat on his hands, so he got to, like you said, he got to fight his mandatory or he gonna be stripped. So I mean, we'll see. What happened with that. Uh, of course, I talked to Edgar, and you know what I like about Edgar, man. That's the same way he is on the interviews, how he is on your interviews with you. I like Edgar, man. Edgar, in person, he a real genuine person, the same way. He don't front for nobody. I got him hyped, man, because all I did was say, hey, man, I got you knocking out Shiraz. He turned up then, man, fuck Shiraz. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep his ass. And I said, that's what I want to hear, man. He started popping his shit, and I said, hey, I'm with you, man. I said I got you sleeping. We just want to see you make it happen and all that. And he said too. He
Champ,
said
let me
just
get to
like
some other callers. I forgot to ring the bell, and I got some people lined up.
yeah, no, you good. That's all I was
All
gonna
right.
say though, man. I'll holler at him and I'll holler at you, Ned. Appreciate it. Shout out to
Glad
me.
you enjoyed the fights, though. I'm happy you went to both. Salute to you.
All right,
What up?
appreciate it, Ned.
What up, man? Shout outs to Boxing Voice. Yo, Ness, shout outs to you. Shout outs to Amin too, my brother. Appreciate seeing you on here. Uh, yo, to open up the show, man, I need my crow, bro. I'm a Lee Wood guy. I just need my crow real quick. Yeah, man, it was diabolical. I mean, I wasn't even gonna bet for him. I just didn't bother at all because it's like, yo, you're moving up off a layoff. You know what I'm saying? And inactivity is what kills fighters, man. But that shit it was just heartbreaking to see. Lee Wood's my guy, man. That's like my UK brethren, man. Him and Galaya Fai, but yeah, shit just hurt, bro. That shit had me, man. I was pissed the fuck off, but it is what it is. I think from what I was seeing, it was something on Twitter. They put in a hypothetical like, oh, he should just get another Warrington fight which I don't really care to see, but it is what it is. But yo, that Pro Box card, man, that shit was amazing. There was a lot. Like I think damn near every fight was pretty fucking good. I just didn't really enjoy the first fight. But yo, I think homeboy's name is Maine. I think that's his name with the braids. He looked like Nico Ali Walsh. Fought that Nicaraguan cat, man. Body shot KO, nasty. I think it was like a short left. I think it was to the solar plex too. It looked like an uppercut to the solar plex, but or a shovel hook. And dude, that was a clean body. That's like one of the cleanest knockouts I've seen to the body because it took him like at least a minute to really get up. Like 30 seconds he was on the floor. And then when they had him in the corner, you could tell he was just still out of it. I love seeing shots like that. He has a very friendly style for any casual to watch because he's just there to fight. You know, so shout outs to him. My boy Valle actually had a tough fight. I'm trying to remember homeboy's name. Fuck. You remember his name? Anybody?
Yeah. Valle for Valdez. Brian Valdez.
There you go. It was okay. Yeah, it was Valdez with an S. It was some shit like that. Yeah, that's how I
Valdez
remember.
with an S.
Yo, I would like to see him again. He actually did pretty good. His hand speed was actually a little more superior. He was bringing the fight. There were a couple of moments where they were both they would exchange punches, both keep their head off the center line, seeing shit like that the defensive responsibility while you're throwing your offense. I love seeing it. I didn't realize how big Vaya is, man. That motherfucker's 5'10", and he just looked huge compared to him, you know. But he pulled out at the end, you know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do.
I'm sure
I like
if
seeing
you
these
check,
guys in
though,
these tough
I'm
fights.
pretty sure if you check, Valdez was moving up. There's no way he was naturally in that division. Brandon Valdez
I don't know.
like I said, he started at 120, 118.
Oh, run me for a counter, too, by the way, because I'm going to get off more. But, yeah, I have to check that. I'll have to check that shit for sure.
I just did.
Oh, he just moved up. Oh, shit.
No, he didn't just move up, but he started at, he was fighting at 121 for a long time.
Oh, okay.
22, 21,
Damn.
25.
But, yeah, he looked pretty filled up at that weight. So, you know, that's good information right there. And,
we talking
about
Valdez,
Naji Lopez?
not Dominic.
No, I know Valdez, yeah, because Dominic been at that weight for a while. That I know. He's been at 130 since he started. Naji Lopez, amazing performance. The punch variety, just everything he was doing, head, body, head. Yeah, I think he dropped him twice in the first round just off of body shots alone. And you could just tell it was over. You know, homeboy got mad about, he was trying to like, yo, I could keep on or whatever, and the ref gave him a warning after another knockdown. He's like, yo, you get dropped again, that's it. But the only thing I would like is if I just feel like Naji Lopez could have picked up his shots a little more. Some of them were a little too low for my liking, but that's nitpicking. He had a great performance. And I wish he talked a little more. You could tell he's very chill. He doesn't really like to talk. If he had a better mouthpiece, I feel like it'll take him a little more further in the sport, especially, with him being ranked. I think, shout out to Johnny. I think Johnny said he was like ranked 13th. And I forgot what sanction, but yeah, he really needs to talk a little more and just put himself out there. It'll be very helpful. And my boy Val Saint, yo, that's my guy. That's probably like my favorite prospect right now.
He's ranked 13 in the WBA.
In the WBA. Appreciate you, man. It's always with the info. Yeah, Val Saint, he had a guy that fought, is pretty much a vet. He was in there with Conor Benn.
Last fight with Conor Benn. His last fight was versus Conor Benn.
Oh, it was? Okay. How long ago was that?
A year ago. It was 2023. He took off all 2024, and he came back to this fight 2025. So, yeah, no, that's a huge step up for Villasant. And Ben fought him at 54. So it wasn't like Ben fought him at 47 and Villasant brought him up.
Yeah, like damn, that's crazy. Yeah, dog, he was bringing the fight to him, man. Just coming forward. About saying he had to kind of just get his distance right. He was throwing some little hard shots here and there, and it didn't look like it was really phasing him. I liked him turning off of the ropes. It was pretty good, and then that body shot, like that shit hurt him. I think they were saying like yo, I think his ribs broke or some shit. Shit was crazy though, man. But
Well,
shout out to Val
the
Saint,
last
man.
caller was at the fight, and he was with Johnny from the hangout spot.
Oh, no! Richard Steele stops the fight!
All right, I'm gonna send you that money. Shout
And
out CBD.
according to him, he says that Mark told Johnny that Villasant broke 2 of the dude's ribs. I mean, we didn't talk about this. I even hate talking about it, but Slow Day trying to keep it going because I could care less what you weigh. But Stephen Fulton teasing his fan base by saying, I'm fighting at 147 or 40. F it, and post the scale that he was weighing 164. And his last fight took place at what, 22?
Not 26.
26.
Yo, but we don't even know that that's him,
Like I said, teasing his fans, man. I don't know if it's real.
Yeah, because
Slow day, bro.
Listen, can you imagine? There's no way possible. You 164 and then you gonna cut down to fucking 126.
Johnny just confirmed that Mark told him Villasant broke Homeboy's ribs, but he also broke his hand in the second round.
I gotta fight for your man Berlanga.
We already got a fight. We focus.
Yeah, all right. I got a real fight for him. Real fight.
Uh,
Mark Jeffers out of the UK.
Never heard of him.
You heard
Never
of him
heard
before.
of him. I murdered
You heard of him. You heard of him before.
Never
He
heard
beat.
of him. I murdered him.
I. You heard Zach Chelly before?
Never heard of him. I murdered him.
You see, you about to be on some bullshit. You
Zach
ever Jermaine?
Chelly?
Yeah,
I think
you
I
heard
heard of
Zach
him. Yeah, I think I
okay,
heard of him.
okay. Well,
But I never watched him.
He took his O. He took Zach Chelly's O.
I never heard of him.
And he's still. Oh, I can't see.
I'm just saying, if it don't resonate, like it ain't like Bakram. You feel me? Who's Zach Chelly? Who he beat? He ain't beat Tim Tszyu. You feel me? But while you think of that, let me show you this. Not that.
I'm going to say a name, and you're going to say the first word that pops in your head. Okay. Canelo.
Great.
William Skull.
Running.
Inoue.
Great.
Haney.
Solid.
Bud.
Great.
Tank.
Overrated.
Teofimo.
A bitch.
Cardenas.
Hell of a fighter. Again, this is.
That was pretty cool. I watched it for the first time with y'all. The skull running is hilarious. That's hilarious. Not only because they added Forrest Gump, but for reasons we don't need to say.
The pot, the kettle, and the skillet, right?
Yo. But let me talk about this before we get up out of here with the lack of callers. I got to talk about this Daniel Perot fight and Cesar Novato. For starters, I need to see Novato again. Secondly, we need testing for Novato. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I live in a world where just because you look a certain way, I'm forced to assume. But he does look a certain way. And that's not common. That's not common. Especially not for Mexicans. And this right here should say it all. How did he look like that Friday, but he looks like this on BoxRec? Nah.
He had a baby face, Ness.
And
he
look,
was a kid.
I don't care. I don't care in the sense of just make sure he's clean because I want to see him again. He deserves a return fight. He wasn't the greatest fighter in terms of technical skill, but he was a dog. And he obviously can pack a walloping right hand. Traditionally, he's not technically sound. I mean, his best punches were like uppercuts that looked like this, which weren't really any true technique. His big right hand, he was telegraphing. Like, my man literally was in this position and be like, "Raw!" Like, he needs a trainer, ASAP status. This dude is now 13-3 with 11 KOs, and he took the fear to the brink and back. He deserves to be treated with some respect and given the proper training to be a heavyweight or to go down to cruiserweight or fight at bridgerweight, because he's only 216 is what he weighed in for the Perot fight. So he dropped a 240-pounder with one punch. And had that dude not been Cuban with the pedigree, he wasn't getting up. He wasn't going to be able to survive. Shout out to Perot that grabbed, you know, and then later started punching back, but he at least clinched. You know, some of these guys get knocked down and they go crazy and do the opposite of clinching. What a fight. I want to see Caesar back, but I want to make sure he's clean. That's all. It's okay. It's okay. I said the same thing about Alejandra Jimenez, and then look what happened. You know, it's just not natural to look that way out of nowhere. So I just want to make sure, because this is a dangerous sport. But outside of that, I want to see him back, like, especially if he's clean. That style deserves television. He can put, you know, immediately I told Treese last night on the live, like, yo, why you ain't talking about that Perot fight? Because you know better. Because that if they put Jared in there with Perot, Jared is expected to win, but can he beat? I mean, not Perot. If they put him in there with Novato, he's expected to beat. But can he beat him, though? Can he beat a dude that refuses to be knocked out?
See, you going where I want to go, because you giving all this high praise for Novato. I haven't heard you say shit about what Pedro should do next. Is he? I hate to use the word. You said you don't like. Is he shot? Of course he's not shot. He won.
No. I just always, you know, I'm that dude that loves to highlight the loser that still won. People don't like to admit that you can win in a loss. And Pedro deserves everything because he suffered adversity. He showed he's the real deal. But I question his power. That's why I want to make sure this motherfucker's clean. Bro, Pedro hit this man with everything. And how many body shots, though? Like, it wasn't like Pedro was fighting an undisciplined fight. He hit this man with everything. Every round, he outworked him. Every round. Novato just made it competitive, but he didn't win no fucking rounds like that. Like, how this dude stood up to Pedro? So is Pedro not a puncher? Or what's going on with Novato? Like, look, bring his ass back. Put him in there with Jarrett. That's a magnificent fight. Put him in there with fucking Richard Torres. Give me him and Torres, bro. Mexican whatever fucking day on Torres' birthday. I don't give a fuck. Put it on 4th of July. Because it's fireworks. I know that's corny, but so what? I like that fight, and I like Novato. I just question. You know, I'm allowed to like you and still be like, I'm staying 10 feet away until we know what's really good. But hey, by the way, from this 10 feet, yo, I'm rocking with you. I like what he did, man. Pedro, on the other hand, you know, he's Ryan Garcia in this situation. You know, he got dropped by Campbell. He suffered adversity, came back, and looked great. You know, did everything I wanted him to do while going through adversity. Didn't, you know, panic, clinched, punched when he needed to. Worked his way back. I loved it. Again, he ain't losing no round outside of the round he got dropped to me. He outworked that boy every fucking minute of every round to me.
So
I mean,
Pedro,
maybe he had 2 rounds. Was that 2 rounds or 1 round that he had success? Because Novato didn't have success after the knockdown round. He just got 2 knockdowns in that round.
David Adelaide is a good next opponent for Pedro.
Listen, I would love that. I get you with the King of Essex shit. The thing is, you know, them dudes don't really mix it up. Like I wanted Wardley to fight Jarrett. He didn't fight him. Then I wanted Wardley to fight Miller, and that shit got canceled. It's just usually hard to make them cross the pond fights. Me and you matchmaking, Fuck yeah, put my man Pop Smoke in there with Novato. I hope Frank Warren calls Novato. You know, Frank Warren is the type he used that dude, Richard Lottie, numerous times. Call this man. He deserved to come back, but he's also 216. Like, somebody got to be like, okay, I got a little bit of bread. Let's put this motherfucker with Ronnie Shields. Let's put this motherfucker with Robert Garcia. Let's get him down to cruiserweight. Let's get him down to bridgerweight. Let's make him the first bridgerweight Mexican. Eventually build him into a heavyweight. He obviously got pop, and he could be sold. He looks the part. Body's right, face right, long hair when he let his braids out, even though Beto knocked them braids loose. Beto knocked every cornrow out that man's hair, so much so that they was like, yo, we got to cut your hair, and his trainer started tucking it in. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah.
Bruh, listen, I want Novato back like I want Beto back. Neither man lost. Obviously, Beto on top, but Novato right behind his ass, like grabbing onto a sneaker. You feel me? He on his ass like, hold up, you ain't leaving me. We connected. We connect. I bet you motherfuckers will take a rematch in time. Put Novato in with a Robert. Who else is a good? Put him in with Robles. Put him in with Robles. Then bring him back. My man punching from down here. He not up here with it. He not turning over. Bro, his technique ain't there. He's all dog. And that's why, I mean, he's raw talent. They got to jump on that, man. 2 losses ain't nothing. They got to jump on that. They could turn him into something.
Somebody go and take a look at him. Diamond in the rough, y'all.
For real. For real. You jumping in on that, or you want me to get to a caller?
Nah, you get to a caller.
Dom, what up? Dom on X Spaces. And if you're watching this on X, don't forget to give me that retweet, repost. We trying to grow. Numbers is power. Without the numbers, I ain't got no power. I can't get those interviews. I can't get them big time, you know, that big time breaking news. Ain't nobody leaking me nothing if I ain't got the numbers, man. So help me out. Help me help you. The more I grow, the better information you get.
Believe that.
Dom, are you alive? Dom B. Dom. All right, we going out to Quest.
Yo.
Yo, morning, afternoon, depending on where you at.
Yeah, it's a one right now. It's one. So good evening. Good evening, TVV. Happy Mother's Day, man. Shout out to all the mothers out there, you know, raising y'all kings and queens out there. Yeah, shout out to me. Shout out to me. Bro, before I get into boxing, I mean, you ain't related to Treese?
Nah. Not that I know of. Not unless he Jamaican. A Cubano.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I saw the show last night, I was like, yo, Amin been in the gym a little bit, but I was like, oh, that's Treese. That's Treese. I was like, y'all niggas look alike. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all niggas look alike. Y'all can be brothers or you could be his pops or something. You know, might got looking at that. Yeah.
You racist. You racist.
I'm black. What you mean?
How you gonna say he could be his pops? Why you trying to start problems with that boy Treese?
No, y'all niggas look alike. You know what I'm saying? Niggas look like people. You know.
And that man got a
I'm just saying. Hey, yeah, I'm just saying you might have to look into it. You know, you just checking industry that website. You know where they got the tree and shit.
Yeah.
Ancestor tree, yeah, that. I mean, no, you never know. But
we got
shout
that.
out to
We got that Don Cheadle gene and shit.
Y'all crazy.
Hey man, y'all niggas got the ball Tyrese. What's that nigga name? Or baby boy? You got the Tyrese fade. But shout out TBV, man. Let me get into boxing. Shout out Lubin. Shout out Muratalla. And shout out Navarrete. I had Navarrete winning. I didn't like the decision, but yeah, it was a bad cut. But these are fighters, you know. Cuts happen. You know, these are boxers, and like, you know what I'm saying. I don't like stopping fights unless the cut is like really, really crazy. That cut didn't look that bad. No, it looked bad, but it didn't look like too crazy. But yeah, he bit him. It looked like he bit him, bro. It looked like it was like a cut that could be caused by his teeth. You know, his head was like right there beside his like it was clashing a lot. It was a lot of head clashings, and I wouldn't be surprised if like his tooth nipped him a little bit and caused that cut. But I don't like the finish. I wish they could have had a more decisive winner. But I think he should get his rematch. You know, it was a good fight. Those fights that I watched was like better than every fight on that Devin card and Ryan card. But yeah, man, you gotta be smart with your money. You know, don't buy a Ryan card because like you never know what you're gonna get out of this dude. You know what I'm saying? But shout out Lubin. I don't think he's beat no 154 champion. Not right now. Maybe get him in there with a Thurman, a Keith Thurman, and if he can pass that test, then throw him in there with a Bacum or Fundora. But right now, he's not seeing no champion. Shout out TV Week. I'm out.
Dom, what up?
Tom, you gotta unmute.
Dom, you having issues. B. J. Augustus.
Yo, yo.
Morning, TBV. Yo.
You.
There you go.
Y'all hear me?
Yep.
Loud and clear.
Yo, Ness. It's Jay August.
What up? Ain't that what I said?
I'm not. No, but I don't take it personal. You mess up everybody's name.
I ain't say J. August though. Oh, I
Bro,
said
you say
Augustus.
Augustus.
Augustus. You're
Like
right.
I'm Caesar.
You're
I'm
right.
Caesar. I'm king of the Romans.
You're right.
Emperor
You're
shit.
right.
And I can't take it personal. You messing up Val Saint's name. It's not Villasant. It's Val Saint.
Oh shit. Came on correcting. School teacher in the house.
Nah, brother. I just
Nah, I'm
listen to
fucking
the
with you.
show
I'm
so
fucking
much,
with
and
you.
that's
I'm
one
fucking
thing.
with you. I'm fucking
I'll be
with you.
listening to the show. I can't call in, and I hear you mess up somebody's name, and it drives me crazy.
Left and right, bro. You know that ain't my. That's like the running joke.
Well, I can't take it personal, bro. I've been listening to the show for a while. I know.
You the man.
I've been keeping it a buck. I started listening to the show when you was with Matt.
Oh shit, the hipster. I wonder how he doing these days.
I was listening to the live show when you and him got in an argument. Don't call me a kid, bro. Don't call me a kid, bro.
He was so sensitive.
Bro, you be mean, bro. You a mean guy.
I'm not mean. I mean, have I ever been mean to you? You just like
I
I think
mean,
I
I
think
mean
I
got thick
think
skin. That's no.
no,
I mean got thick skin.
no,
That's not the same.
no.
That don't
I
count. That don't
think
count. That
I
don't count.
think if you notice outside of Tone and Danny, like East Coast hosts don't have an issue because we understand each other. It's like Tip and I will never have an issue. We get it. Like we jokey. We trying to make you laugh and piss you off, but it ain't personal like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Some people, you can't play with everybody like that. Some people don't play like
Yeah,
that.
but this entertainment. Ain't nobody about to sit here for 6 hours listening to two fucking damn near 50-year-olds talk if it ain't fun. Like, you know that.
Yeah, bro, y'all 50? Y'all old. I thought you was in your 30s.
Nah, I ain't 50. I'm just
Y'all,
saying.
that's why they got me, gang. What's
You
going
brought up.
on,
You better get fucking headphones. You sound like a cat. Listen, I'm talking about 70. I'm talking about what's my man name? Round one. He 50. He said.
That's round 7.
He was on round 7 with all them drinks last night.
Yo, yeah. Last night, I was watching last night. He said he was round 6. He had 6 rounds of drinks.
Yeah, no, but by the time the live ended, he was on 7. Like, I gotta go. I gotta go to sleep. I'm gonna eat my wife's new chicken. I gotta go, Ness. Shout out. I'm like, yo, do your thing, player. Do your thing, 21. Do your thing. Nah.
Yeah, last night's fights, that was good, bro. The Pro Box card was fire. I was trying to
Fire.
switch back and forth. I had the Pro Box card on YouTube, and I had the Top Rank card on my Disney Plus app. But I'm
Damn.
not gonna lie, I should have just stuck with the Pro Box card. I got more entertainment out of the Pro Box card than the top rank card last night.
I mean, they was more competitive fights, and I think that's why Gary doing it, right? Like when he first switched from Wednesday to Saturday, we all like, man, what is he doing trying to compete with the big dogs? But like at the end of the day, his motto ain't changed, man. The way I'm Big Little Small, I interview him all, he more concerned about the outcome of the fight. You know, he don't give a fuck about your record. That's why Brandon Valdez was in there with Dominic Valle, because he know what type of fight he gonna bring. Um, yeah, it's about matchmaking, man. Honestly,
That's
I'm
what
with
y'all
you.
always say.
I thought Pro Box was the better card, and I was focused on that. I had a big ass thumbnail made about Navarrete because he's supposed to be more popular, and I was more focused on. I had the big screen on Pro Box, and I love the fucking convenience of it being on YouTube, man. I love
All of
that.
that. Though the firefights, the Dominic Valle fight was fire. Shout out to all my Haitians I was on the card. Jonas Sylvain, Blast Val Saint, Erickson Lubin. Shout out to all the Zoes, the Florida Zoes standing up.
Nah, it was
But I
fire,
guess
man.
that's my 3 minutes, so I appreciate you guys letting me on.
You the man,
No
champ.
doubt.
You the man. We got James Benitez.
Yo, what's up, Ness? What's up, I'm me? What's going on?
Yo,
How
yo.
y'all doing? Shit, man. Hey, I
Let's
was hoping
go.
not to
Let's
hear that
go.
nigga. I was hoping not to hear your ass today, man. But you know what, man? What's up, Trees? How you doing, nigga? Jesus
Man,
Christ, man.
you know
Yo,
me. We
man.
had to awake from the. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you, man. I know you, man. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yo, man. But man, that nigga Quest dumb as fuck, man. Like, yo,
Whoa.
when the fuck,
Every day
when the
is a
fuck?
shot at Quest. This dude's terrible.
It's not even a shot, my nigga. Like, where the
You
fuck did
shot.
Suarez
You
look
shot. You
great?
shot shooting shots.
Bruh, I've been trying to be on chill, man, but bruh, where the fuck did it look like Suarez bit Navarrete, man? That probably was the cleanest straight that the motherfucker got hit with and everything, and it was a bad decision that they made for the fight, and hopefully it just gets turned to a no contest immediately. But you know, it is what it is, man. It was pretty decent day of boxing yesterday. You know, I did have some better shit to do, but shout out to Lubin for actually getting the job done and everything like that. He took longer than I expected, but you know, it's cool. Looking forward to him fighting Bakram. He's finally gonna take that strap because Bakram really ain't all that, to be honest, man. He's kind of mid in my opinion. You know, he's kind of mid, and I think Lubin after he been doing all these eliminators and this, that, and the third, it's finally his time to actually, you know, actually have a fucking belt. You know, because I mean, it's just nasty how boxing been doing them and everything. Have a fucking belt. So shout out to that. Also, Ness, yo, what's up with you, man? What you do for the missus for Mother's Day, man? What you do for her?
Nah, she had to fly to Jersey today. Well, last night. You
I
know,
mean, that don't
somebody in
mean
the
you
family
can't.
is having surgery.
Okay. So I'll give you a pass. I'll give you a pass.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, what you do for your lady? I mean, yo, Trees, I really ain't addressing to you, so please don't chime in, my nigga.
Damn.
I didn't even say you hating ass nigga,
Terrible.
yo. Terrible.
Hey man, that's just how it goes with me and Trees, man. I mean,
Terrible.
honestly, man, I love Trees, man. Trees is solid nigga. He a solid nigga for real, man. He annoying as fuck, but he's solid, man. But
Terrible.
other than that, Ness, man, I ain't got nothing, man. I just say everybody out here, man, just take care of your mothers, man. Whoever you're dealing with, be intentional, and you know, just get your ass in the gym and work out, man. That's what I'm about to do today, man. I'm about to go to the gym and just do a little work, man. But as always, Ness, man, shout out to you, shout out to the community, man. Y'all boys be cool. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
All right. We got Tip Billis.
Yo,
Yo.
What up,
yeah,
though?
man. Rest in peace, ECW legend Sabu, man. My man Sabu just passed away, man. Shit crazy.
Oh man, rest
Hardcore
in
legend in the
peace.
game.
What used to throw the
Yeah,
chairs at niggas? Yeah, the
yeah.
barbed wire master. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Last night I had to call the California DA's office, man. I witnessed the crime committed. I witnessed the crime committed last night over on Top Rank. So I had to bring justice to the forefront. I felt like it was the perfect night to be a vigilante. Uh, yeah, man, that was nasty what they did to Suarez, man. It was nasty what they did to Charlie Suarez. I told y'all, I seen it coming. As soon as I dropped my super chat, I seen it coming. I was like, man, they gonna do this dude like they did Robson Cacace some type of way. They just not gonna let Navarrete lose, man. They just not gonna let him lose. That was nasty. All of a sudden, they find video evidence after the fight is over, and they already determined the outcome of the fight. Like that is disgusting, man. That is disgusting. They should pull a Bill
Bro,
Haney,
they had
take
that
that shit to court,
evidence. They had that evidence. They seen that shit.
man.
They
I take
they
it to
was
court, man.
replaying that shit over and over and over.
Take it to court. That rematch ain't gonna do nothing for you, man. You need that dub on your record, because if he beats you the second time, it won't even matter. But yeah, they need to challenge that some type of way. That is disgusting, man.
What
Last
about
night,
that PBC card? Talk about that PBC card on YouTube.
oh man, that was an amazing card, man. We peaked at like 10,000. I think it was 10,000, maybe 11 on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Great numbers, man. Yeah, we grown Pro Box. We helped grow on Pro Box, man. I ain't never seen Pro Box do them type of numbers until we had a guy like Erickson Lubin from PBC go over to Pro Box TV on YouTube, man. So it just shows, we helping people grow. We helping people grow in this sport. Uh, Salute to Gary Jonas. You know what I'm saying? We helped showcase a bunch of his talent last night. Najee got the
Homegrown
second round.
talent, man. Homegrown talent, man.
Najee got the second round stoppage. Val Saint, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That fight was kind of putting me to sleep. I'm not gonna hold
What
you.
fight?
The Val Saint fight. Yeah,
I
I
mean, he
was, I
broke
was,
his
I was,
hand. He broke his hand, and
I was dozing off.
Orozco was very durable, bro. No bullshit. I wonder, since it's pro box and not championship matchroom level, was there even testing for Orozco? Remember, he was out for a year. I couldn't find nothing on it, but people in the chat say he was out for testing positive, but the fight with Ben wasn't overturned or nothing, and there wasn't no notes about him testing positive, but that's another dude that didn't have that typical Mexican body, bro. Uh, he was extra durable too, and Villasant is a puncher. Like it was so much so the fight going on. I'm like, damn, we might have to question is Villasant the puncher we thought he was, and then we found out his hand broke. But again, you got to consider, bro. Orozco had like a 20 pack, man. Y'all ain't see that dude. He wasn't average, bro. I'm telling you, y'all letting this shit slide.
He
Y'all
been
letting it
you've been on
slide.
that. You've been he been
Yeah,
Man, ain't
nah,
nobody worried
because
about a Roscoe, man.
cause
Dude got
cause
like
cause
5 losses
ain't
already.
nobody.
and that's more fucking motive. That's more motive. Man, you better stop playing, man. Y'all sleeping. Motherfuckers supposed to have keg stomachs. All of a sudden, they got 8 packs out of nowhere. Nah, we want proof.
Man, maybe Navarrete need to take steroids, man. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah,
bro.
he obviously not on Ostarine. He obviously, if he was on Ostarine, he'd be a lot leaner. He looking like a whole hockey player out this bitch.
Navarrete
Look,
on
man, and then
cerveza.
who was that? What's the old boy at 35, man? God damn. Whatchamacallit fighter? We just had
Muratalla.
Yeah,
Oh,
Raymond Muratalla, man. Uh, he fought well. He fought well. I expected him to get whatchamacallit out of there. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Give him a tough fight and at least pick it up in the later half of the fight. But yeah, Abdullahi was durable, man. He was durable. He gave Muratalla a good fight. Muratalla gonna be a good champion, man. He gonna be an entertainer. Um, I'm gonna be surprised to see what Top Rank actually does with him. I wouldn't
let me
mind seeing a
ask you.
fight with him and Keyshawn.
Let, let me ask you, Tip Bellis. Do you think it's more likely that he fight Keyshawn Davis or do he fight Lomachenko?
I ain't gonna lie, it's probably a higher possibility he fight Tank. You
Really?
know what I'm saying? That's a big fight. Big fight right there, bro.
Hey
But
yo,
I let him
that's
become
your man's
yo.
Rashidi.
Ellis?
Yeah.
Doing what?
I mean, that's your man's?
Yeah.
Oh. Word. Why?
What you talking? What
He
you talking
said,
about?
"Wow."
Old boy from DR? Old
Yeah,
boy from DR?
he
What
was
happened?
he was coming at my man Polanco like he wants some smoke, but it's like I don't even understand
Oh yeah,
honestly.
we on that.
But I
We
don't
on that.
understand how he going viral, bro. Like this dude fought two name contenders, not even champs. Like he fought two name contenders in his entire career. Like how I'm about to Google Rashidi. We got to stop the madness, man. We got to pump the
Bro,
brakes on
why we
madness.
hyping up Rohan? So y'all whole time
Nah,
out.
we not
Y'all
hyping
hyping up
up. We
Rohan
not hyping
Polanco.
up. We not hyping up,
Nah,
but
y'all hyping him up.
no, we not hyping him up, but we also not about to just like make Rashidi into something that he not.
What you mean, bro? Bro, my man arguably got robbed against whatchamacallit.
Against Villa, a
We,
contender.
yeah, against Villa, and we cooked it. We cooked whatchamacallit before before Santillan ever did.
Who?
Before
Rocha?
Santillan ever did. Yeah,
A
we cooked the shit out
contender.
of Rocha.
A contender.
Bro,
And that's like the
he did the same
Jay-Z.
thing.
That's like the
He did the
Jay-Z
same
line
thing.
and
I'm
shit.
talking about,
He like, yo, that's a
bro.
one hot album every 2 year
Hold on,
average. Like, fuck
dog.
out of here,
Hold on,
bro.
dog.
You got two
He in
fights
the
to
same.
talk about.
How
got
you
two
gonna give?
fights.
How you gonna give Tyrone the respect you give Tyrone, but you're not gonna do the same for Rashidi, who in the same position, man? Being iced out.
Kyrone ain't
Come on,
get
bro.
iced out. Kyrone fought a lot of names. That's why he get the respect. Rashidi is 32.
My boy been iced out. What you mean?
Bruh,
They not gonna put.
PBC gave you an opportunity. You had a tight fight. You allowed yourself to get robbed. Golden Boy gave you Rocha and then offered you Virgil. You complained about money. You 32 fighting on TCL calling out Rohan Polanco that's 12-0.
He got every right to complain about money when it comes to Virgil, bro. What you mean, bro?
All right, man. We doing excuses here.
What do you mean?
We doing
What do you mean?
excuses here, man.
Why shouldn't he complain about money when it comes to Virgil?
Every time we interview him, it's like, yeah, we can't get a fight. Then I'm like, yo, coach, but I heard they offer y'all this fight. I mean, yeah, but the money wasn't right. Man, come on, bro. We ain't got time for that, bro. We ain't got time.
Hey, man, you gotta talk to Coach Alex about that, man.
Ain't nothing to talk about, man. His record speak for itself, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Roman Villa and Alex Rocha. And you got to be a Nesta Gibbs to know Eddie Gomez to give him credit for that. But, like, let's stop playing games, bro. Like, we just cap for anybody just because they saying some sexy shit on the internet. Everybody want to do views and numbers. That shit make me sick, man. I'm disgusted with people chasing numbers, bro. Like, who gives a fuck what salacious shit you saying if in real life you ain't putting it in?
So what you want to see? So what you want to see? Rashidi and Blair Cobbs is what you saying there?
Rashidi and Blair Cobb, man, no. I'm saying Rashidi need to stop fighting in ballrooms on CES where nobody watching, at weights that he don't belong, and get back in the rankings instead of calling out dudes that's in the rankings.
Oh, what you mean? His last fight was at 47.
I'm glad because the one before that wasn't at 54.
Yeah, that's because he was out for he was out for a year. He was out for a year.
Have we ever seen Polanco fighting outside his weight, or only going
Come
up
on,
in weight
bruh.
to challenge himself, and willing to
Man,
go
get
back
the fuck
down,
outta here,
willing to
man.
go back down
Yeah,
to
man.
take care of that Dominican
I like
work.
that Saki hyping this Polanco kid, man, because when he gets cooked, I'm gonna laugh to the bank with this shit. Like the matchmaking look cute now, but he's gonna get cooked.
Look, I don't care if he gets cooked. You got to understand what I'm debating here. I'm debating that we shouldn't be celebrating dudes that's like, you know what I mean? Like that's what you do best is make viral videos, bro. Let me get a viral knockout. Let me get a viral performance. You know what I'm saying? Why we still talking about viral comments, bro? Like,
Niggas don't want to fight him, bro. You heard your man Brian, bro. You heard your man Brian Norman Sr., bro.
I gotta go,
Yo,
man.
hold on, run me for a counter, man. Run me for a counter. No, because you and James not gonna escape this. You heard your man Brian Norman Sr., bro. You heard Brian Norman Sr. when he jumped on the show and said, "Yeah, we not worried about Rashidi Ellis no more." Like, come on, bro. And they told Rashidi go get a top 15 ranking.
He not ranked. He not ranked in the WBO. Actually, he number 7 in the WBO.
Come on, bro. So what you talking about?
Yo, Karen.
So what you talking about?
Karen
they told Rashidi go get. They told him to go get a ranking, and now they don't want to fight him.
Jin
Oh, the money.
Sasaki,
Now
Karen.
he not worth the money. Now he not worth the
He
money to
not
fight,
ranked
man.
high
Come on,
enough.
bro.
He not
Niggas
ranked
don't
high
want to
enough.
fight
He
Rashidi,
not
bro.
ranked high enough.
Niggas don't want to
He
fight
not
Rashidi,
ranked high
man. Cut
enough.
it out.
32
Come
versus
on, man.
22, bro. You trying to get that boy killed.
Man.
Trying to get
Who
that
trying to
boy
get who
killed.
killed? Who
Bruh,
killed?
Norman is 22. You trying to get
Man,
Rashidi destroyed?
cut it out, bro. Cut it out.
Bruh,
Cut it out.
he was on
Norman ain't even
he was on his bicycle. He was on his bicycle
Norman ain't even got the
versus
experience, man.
Polanco.
Norman ain't even got the
Not
experience.
Polanco. He was on his bicycle versus Villa. You seen what Boots
Brian
did?
Norman, he was having tough fights with Boca Chica, man. Come on, bro. Cut it
Bruh,
out, dog.
bruh, that's before he leveled up and became a champ.
Man, fuck out of here, man.
Champ.
We beat the nigga that beat his best win first. Come on, bro.
You ain't saying names because you don't even know what you're saying.
Either way, the best one. Look. The best one on his resume. We beat the nigga before him. All right, we beat the nigga before him. The best one on his resume. We beat the nigga that he beat. Point blank. Period. Tell Brian Norman to holler at us, man. We come down to Atlanta. What they talking about? We come down to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Ain't shit. Ain't shit from go to Boston to Atlanta. You gonna take over. You know what I'm saying? We gonna run them out. We gonna run them out the stadium, man. Come on. Y'all know what the Celtics been doing to the Hawks for years. Come on, bro. Y'all know what the Patriots been doing to the Falcons. Y'all know what the Patriots did to the Falcons in the Super Bowl, man. Come on. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing Beantown shit, man. Let's stop playing these games, bro. Tell Brian Norman come holler at us. They over there fighting sous chefs and shit. Nah, come holler at us, bro. Stop fighting sous chefs. What they talking about? Shout out to Brian Norman, though, man.
Jin
Shout out to
Sasaki is
Brian Norman.
higher ranked. Jin Sasaki is higher ranked than Rashidi
Man, you ain't
Ellis.
never seen Jin Sasaki, man. Cut it out.
I watched him fight Hidioka. You talking to a podcast host? I tend to do my job. Maybe you ain't watching fight Andy Hidioka, who also beat Barroso. Maybe you need to step up your game.
I seen the fight where he stopped Barroso.
Game.
Barroso was already 41 though. They aged him out after the Rolly fight. They aged him out. They waited 2 more years to fight him. Come on, bro. We gotta stop this.
He said they aged him out.
Yeah. Let me see what we got.
But with Navarrete, man,
A
I'm not gonna lie
witness.
though. This performance that he had, like I feel as though that they might actually consider running the rematch back for Charlie Suarez.
Man,
I'm
nobody
not
want
gonna
no
lie.
fucking rematch.
They
He
might
deserved to
do
win.
they I know he don't fucking want it, but God knows, listen,
That ain't no
if anybody got
consolation.
a gripe, hey, King Amino, if anybody got a gripe with this shit, Lord knows I got gripes with this shit. I know a guy who should have been in there before this Charlie Suarez fella, but point being though, they might give it back to him, man. Hey, man, I done seen it, man. They done Cacace a couple of favors. They might do Charlie Suarez a favor, man. Who knows? Who knows?
That's facts.
A witness. We went to you on Discord going once, twice. Peace in the Middle East. We got James Benitez.
Hey, Treese, man, ain't nobody checking for you, guy. But shout out to Tip,
Serious.
though, man. Cause I'm just saying, bro, I knew he's gonna be on that bullshit today. I knew fucking Albert
Ain't
Brother.
nobody checking for you. Ain't nobody checking for your guy, man. You tell your man
Shit,
that
me.
we need that Rashidi. We need that Rashidi Ellis fight, man. Tell
I
him to
mean,
strap up, man. We need that fight in Atlanta. Or I like that Rashidi
I
Ellis
mean,
fight.
bro, man, like Brian Norman's last 4 names is better than everything that Rashidi ever accomplished in his whole career. You know what I'm saying? From the goddamn Quentin Randall fight on to his most recent fight
That's
with
a
Clay
good
Wilds
win
and
too,
everything.
Quentin Randall.
You can't sit here and tell me that Rashidi actually deserves to be in the ring. But we can invite him for a sparring. He got high level experience of being a sparring partner with Canelo all them fucking years. So I mean, we can gladly have him
This
do that,
guy.
man. We'll give him a nice check. We'll give him a nice check after we get that seven figures with Jensen Saki. But
Well,
actually get a
listen
fight.
here.
Nah, man, he don't have no
Consider
value. Like he don't
considering
have no
how Pro
value.
Box
Like
get down, you guys need to. I hope you was looking at that Nicholas Floss fight real close last night. Considering
That's
how Pro
another
Box
thing.
get down,
That's
they've been
another
getting
thing.
their fighters fights.
I bet.
You
That's
need to.
another
I hope
thing.
you was looking at Nicholas
I
Floss close, man.
yeah.
Watch him close.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna. I thought he was gonna get that fight before I thought he was gonna get that fight before they named Quavos as a future opponent, man. I thought that Nicholas Fox was already gonna have it happen. What's up, Ness? What you about to say? I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Nah, I was just gonna say that that's another thing. I heard there was a deal on the table for Rashidi with Pro Box, but we all know why that ain't happened.
Oh, the money wasn't right. Got
Nah,
you.
nah.
Got you.
Pro
Got
Box. You see the type of fight Lubin was
you.
in.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You see
yeah.
the
He was
type of
match too
fight
tough.
Lubin was in.
He was match too
You
tough.
can't compare
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You can't compare that to what CES is putting Rashidi in over there in I don't
Yeah,
even know where.
yeah, man. CES is gonna keep him away from all punchers. Gonna keep him away from motherfuckers that they gonna just have fighters that just come straight forward. They can't punch. So shout out to Rashidi, man.
CES
I'm
is
ready
in
to see how he
Boston, by
goes.
they in Boston, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man. But shout out to them though, man. Shout out to them though. But yo, man, like, yes, Ness, you got to chill though, man, with the Rohan Polanco shit, man. Like, dude gonna get cooked when he goddamn
I
step foot in
mean,
the
you
ring with
seen
Brian
Brian
Norman.
Norman out there talking about he already told Carm already. So all that chill shit, all that protection plan shit you got going on,
I ain't got no protection. I'm just letting you know, man.
look
Like,
like Norman's want the scrap, man. Let him scrap.
oh yeah, oh yeah, he gonna beat the brakes off of that kid, man. And that's the thing about it. He should have took some more time to build. But he is entertaining. He is charming on the mic. But man, y'all Dominican fighters can't do enough, man. Like, you remember how Frank Martin went on the Dominican tour, just
Nah,
knocking off every Dominican fighter that he got in the ring with.
I don't.
Like, I wish there was more Dominican welterweights that Norman could do that shit. But at least we're gonna get one. We're gonna get one soon. But I'm thankful though, man. Because end of the day, y'all gonna call this a great win and everything, and we're gonna see a falling prospect. Next, man, go ahead and give the other half of my counter the tip, man. And Treese, man, shout out to your boy Albert Bell. I can't wait to see him return sometime in 2026.
All right. One lump sum. What up? One lump sum, a witness. One lump sum, a witness. Same person on Discord. Hello. Hello.
Well, King of Mean, before they answer, if they not on, let me ask you, what did you think about old girl Miss Riscara
You
last
late,
night?
man. You
I know
late. We covered that. Nah,
I
I'm
ain't get
fucking
to
with you. I'm
I ain't get
fucking
to
with you.
jump. We gotta talk this women's boxing, man. I ain't get to jump on with my man. Uh, you know, I I thought she performed quite well. I did hear you, Ness, with his Isak Cruz comparisons and whatnot. I heard that. But I like the way she performed. I thought she deserved it. I thought she pulled it out. I'm a big fan of ring generalship. That is one of the criteria. You feel me? She definitely was controlling the ring generalship for sure.
No, no, and along those lines, Teresa, as far as when she started to change the pace and Romero's overhand right just came so predictable. She was like an archer and shit. She was just bowing that shit
Yeah.
back after a while. It got too predictable. Shorty Rosquero would get up under it, start to come with her overhand a lot like Erica and not Isak, right? But it was a good win, even though I didn't score it either, to be honest with you. I had, kids running around at my feet and shit. So I'm like, get out of here. So I didn't even score it. But if I judge it off um, I gave it to Rosquero. I'd have to give it to her. I had by at least 2 rounds, because again,
Damn, you gave
change,
it to Rosquero? That's
yeah,
wild.
yo, she had Romero moving back, and when she touched her in the nose, she would catch her twice because she would come in with the overhand boom and then come up and catch her with one. So she was doubling up on that bullshit, and I'm like, it doesn't stylistically, it looked crazy, but she was changing the pressure, and then Romero get up out of there, and then she still, did you see when she was waiting across the ring, and they was talking about like, yo, there she go waiting in horse stance, so it's like mind games. She was across the ring, just standing there and charging at Romero. Come on, man. That was equivalent
Yeah.
to Jahai Tucker not sitting down in between rounds. So when you talk about what fighter, is pressing the action and even the
You
volume.
gotta be
Not as
landing though. That's what I'm saying. Effective aggression, not just aggression. But hey, we on opposite sides. Not trying to debate.
I mean, if we looked at the numbers, I'm sure it was about even.
See that fight to me it resembled. That's why I felt like my girl Regina Chavez should have got the win against Artiga. I don't know if we ever got to talk about that, I mean, but I feel like your girl Jasmine Artiga didn't deserve that dub. Shout out to her though. Hopefully she get in there with Leanna Cruz. That's the fight I want. You know, I want Leanna Cruz to get in the mix, get that fight with Miss Artiga. But I felt like Chavez deserved that dub, man. Well, I want that rematch for sure. We need that.
Hey, hey, Trees, I mentioned that Pro Box could run those two fights and put some of the fellas underneath that. Run back to Artiga Chavez and then run this one back, Romero Rosquero, right? You got
No,
two
for sure.
title bouts, you know what I'm saying? Co-main and main, and then you fill out the rest of the card, man. Come on now. Maybe Lamont Roach will come back and be the undercard. I'm just fucking around.
No, uh,
Shout out to Women's
shout out
Boxing.
to
Let me get to
no,
Ahmed.
shout out to women. Fox.
What up, Ahmed? What
Yes,
up?
Des. Could you hear me?
Yep, yep.
All right, that's good. Yeah, regarding the Suarez fight, I thought he got robbed because I was watching it like on the ESPN stream, and I thought that was a legal shot. Like, I don't know why they took that long, but I remember they did that for I think in Vegas on the undercard of Ward and Kovalev. Was it Rigondo against some guy? I forgot his name. And they took forever. But with that, I think they changed it to a no contest because he punched him after the bell. This should not be a no contest. I think it should be a victory for Suarez because he landed a punch and he cut him. If the guy can't continue or the doctor doesn't let him continue, that should be a TKO win. So I think that's corruption. Same with the Roach fight. I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on Crawford Canelo because since the Madrimov and Canelo's fights with Belanga and Munguia, I've actually thought this is a more competitive fight. Like, I think this is arguably, maybe not on paper, but style-wise, I think it's arguably 50-50 or 60-40
What?
Canelo, like, because of the weight. Does any of you guys give Crawford a chance in that fight? Like, or do you still think Canelo's your favorite?
I mean, Canelo's gonna be the favorite without a doubt.
Yeah,
What
but
about
I
in terms of styles, though? Like,
definitely give Crawford a chance though, just off his skills alone. And like we say, I was when the first got announced, I was on. It's the dimensions. We know Crawford is a little bit taller. He got longer reach. I mean, he got the dimensions to get it done, and he looked
Yeah,
bigger. I don't know if did you see that face off
yeah.
that they had at
He
the
looked bigger at walk around weight. They ain't fight weight. Canelo was at fight
he's taller.
night
He's
weight.
not bigger, he's taller. He's taller, he's taller.
taller?
Not
Yeah, that's what
bigger.
I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
he's taller, so if he could use his reach and his height and try and do what Mayweather did. Like I heard a lot of people trying to compare it to Charlo. This is not the Charlo fight. Like, I think Madrimov and Canelo are two completely different fights. To me, Canelo's footwork looked even slower against Skull, and
Yeah, I
if you
mean,
can't,
you
like
can't
people,
count. You cannot take that fight into
but
consideration.
I gotta finish what I'm saying. Even when he fought guys that were in front of him, Balaga, Bogia, Ryder, he didn't get rid of any of these guys. Like,
Again,
so you
none of
can't.
those guys are Crawford, bro. Like he knows those guys don't have the skill that Crawford
But they were
has.
there. They
So
were
there's
there in
no
front of him
sense
to
of
get up.
urgency, in my opinion, especially with Skull.
Agency. He dropped him. He dropped. He
Yeah,
dropped
and he
Belanga.
didn't finish. And he didn't finish neither of those
That's my
fights.
point. Yeah, but that's my point. He's not the same guy that knocked out Caleb Plant
No, I just
or
think he's
beat
not the
Bill.
same guy with those guys because he can coast with those guys. Their lack of high level
I just
skill.
don't think so.
All right.
No, I just don't think that he is the same guy. Like his feet look slower, and even against those guys, like 4 5 years ago,
That is the bell, champ.
even against
Stock chaser. Oh, actually, I see you there. You got to unmute a witness. You have to unmute your microphone. One lump sum. One lump sum. You gotta unmute your mic on Discord. Hello. Hello. All right, stock chasers, take it away. This guy is still working out the kinks of getting Discord rocking and rolling. Stock chaser, are you there? Stock chaser, are you there? You gotta unmute, my friend. You gotta unmute. You gotta unmute any day now. All righty then. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. We're going to put this episode in the eyes of boxing fans that don't know we are rocking out every day, multiple times a day here on YouTube.com/The Boxing Voice. Also live streaming, simulcasting on X live streaming video, formerly known as Twitter, as well as X Spaces and Discord, and I think that's it, right? We're everywhere else. All right, last call for callers. Now is the time if you're trying to call in and get something off your mind pertaining to this weekend's boxing. We got a couple super chats I got to catch up here. We got Leonard Sterling, 5-pounder. Sissoko, unanimous decision. Not watched on. X, who scored, had Sissoko moving in second half, clocking rounds, and Karen, WBO number 5, won lesser WBO title, going WBO route. That's what I was saying. He's higher ranked than Rashidi, and it's a tougher fight. Rashidi's hasn't shown what Karen showed. Tommy David, $2. Shout out to Greg Hackett. Good fight. Greg had a fight? Brambo, $5.
Where?
Let me get Muratalla versus Abdullah Mason, Lopez versus Cole, Flaz versus Polanco, Valsant versus that Cuts guy from OTX. That
Katarowski.
Sosa gold medalist is the truth from Brazil. Muratalla would never fight Mason. They're going to have to offer him a boatload.
They're not making that.
Not because Mason is a threat, but just because you want him to go backwards. It's like, yo, you got me in talks with Loma and Shakur and Keyshawn, but you want me to fight Mason. Malcolm sends that 5 right back at us with another 10. I'm going to keep it a buck. I got pissed you booted my call last week. All love, though, my guy. Everyone gets violated on here. I'm always going to support you. You my guy. Respect emoji 2 times, 100 emoji 2 times, boxing glove emoji. Hey, man, never personal. Papa Chubby, a.k.a. Chad, in Canada, $2. Ness, you need a clip from that song, Shots, Shots, Shots. I hope you ain't talking about, is he talking about the one I think he's talking about? Because are we going to use that when somebody say a fighter shot, be like, shot, 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 everybody. Shout out to James with the other counter. We got one lump sum. I'm a witness on Discord. Put me on. I'm going to try. I've been trying you. Chin. Tip with the rent money. One lump sum back. He says, damn, baby. I went to you twice. I'll try again. Trying you for a third time. Third time's a charm? Third time's a charm? Third time's a charm. Where are you at? Are you gonna talk on the show or not? Mr. Witness, what are you doing, my friend? You gotta unmute the mic. Champ. 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 That's crazy. How do you know? Like, bro, I've never been not tech savvy. Like, how is it that it's hard? Like, what's hard? You know what I mean? I don't be getting people like, oh, I can't figure out this Discord. Oh my God. It's like I just can't. How can't you figure it out? What the fuck? Sky, what is it? Stock Chasers. What's up? And Stock Chaser.
I wonder if he an accountant or something. If he got
Chasing
the
them
inside
stocks, man.
put.
He chasing them stocks, man. Maybe it's a Discord thing, because I don't know. This guy's also here, hasn't unmuted yet. Yeah, I got issues. Yo. Yo.
Mm, they might be asleep at the wheel. But with your boy Lubin, though, man, you know, he's known to not necessarily get put in the championship fight right back. You know, Tip Bayless was calling in. They might fuck around, put Lubin in there with Jesus Ramos, man. Knowing PBC, man.
Nah, man. Lubin's going straight at Bakram. There's a purse bid coming up. I'm pretty sure Gary Shaw is rocking out with him. I know Tip Bellis want to say otherwise, but I ain't even see PBC post congratulations to a Lubin, bro.
Nah, they did. And that's what
Not
they
even
did
that,
not.
bro. So shout out
Nah, they
Gary
did not.
Jonas, picking up them PBC fighters that Al don't want no more and bringing them back to good graces. They ain't even put on his story. Oh, I lied. Oh, I lied.
Oh, oh, they posted. It's on there.
It ain't the win though. It was before the fight. It says PBC rides with Lubin. Okay, I like to see
Okay.
that, Tip. I like to see that. Don't counterpunch, Tip. I understand how to apologize. No, I'm a man, bro. You know when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I ain't see that. It's on there. Say a dead gum. Let me screen share it. So they roll for him. They ain't congratulate him on the win though. So I'm still partially correct. They ain't
But they
congratulate him
was
on the
it.
win. They was riding with him though
Right.
on a fight. Like so that's still goody. That's still goody mob. I fuck with that. That's still some love. They need to post that window. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about a window, that win though. You feel me?
Let
Post
me
that
ask you.
win.
Let me ask you something, Ness. If you Lubin, right? Now you know Lubin from Florida, Thurman from Florida, right? Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Is Bakram a more cash value fight than Keith Thurman? If you Lubin, which fight do you take? If you
Thurman.
offered Keith Thurman,
Thurman.
you take.
Thurman.
Oh,
Thurman all day to this day. But again, Lubin ain't Thurman and never been a champ, but he's also
that's what.
not
Okay.
Thurman and probably never made the money in Thurman. So it's a tough decision that only Lubin can make. Like, do he want the money and the popularity, notoriety that the Lubin Thurman fight will bring him? Or does he want, that first world title so he could say, I'm a champ, just like, because look, bro, Lubin came up with all them dudes, the Berlangas, the Shakurs, everybody. Um, he's like the only one missing, and he was, bro. The way people talk about Boots is the way they used to talk about Lubin, bro. He was the hammer, Jack and Sledge, each hand. Like
That's a
he
fact.
was that dude. Mike Tyson signed him. Al Heyman advised. Like he was that dude, and shit went wrong. So I don't know. Maybe he be like, nah, you know what? I want that fight. I want the fight. I need to be a world champ. I need to, before it's all said and done, I need to have that belt in my house on the mantle. Like I need to have done it once. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Or it could be the money. That Thurman Lubin fight. I wanna hope it does good numbers in Florida. Especially with the way PBC does their thing and Pro Box does their thing. Coming together on that fight could probably be big in Orlando, maybe in Tampa, because Thurman is more of a name. So maybe I think wherever Thurman took Luis Collazo, take him back there. I think that was like the Tampa Dome or the Sun Dome or some shit. I don't know. Stock Chasers switching to X. Hopefully we get you online. You
Yo, what's
got
good?
it.
Nice to hear me.
You did it, bro. You made it.
Yeah.
What up,
Yo.
dog?
No, I think Discord was wilding out or something. I don't know, man. I had to come over to Twitter Spaces.
All right. Well, you here now.
But yeah. I bet. Listen, man. Check it out, man. We're not doing all this Rohan Polanco slander, bruh. We're not doing it. We're not doing the slander. We're not doing the Dominican slander. We're not doing none of that. You heard? And I'm gonna give you another name to watch out for. His name is John Santana, and he bringing that smoke for everybody in the featherweight division. So y'all look out for him. But listen, man, I know it's been a little dry, but we got a couple Dominicans on the rise, man, and we're gonna show y'all different. My man's a prospect. You gotta let him cook, give him time, and he gonna come after those bigger names. But y'all can't be trying to kill him off now. He a youngin'. Why does Rashidi Ellis got 26, 27 or some fights? Let my man cook. He only got 16, and he beating everybody they put in front of him up. All right. So at the end of the day, Dominicans on the rise. Stop the slander. Polanco finna show y'all something different. And thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And that's Beezy.
All right. For
Short
those
and
that don't
sweet.
know, we are going to be having Adrian Clark, the manager of Brian Norman, on the show. I believe on Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, right? Wednesday morning, Tuesday morning at 10:30. Tuesday morning at
Stop.
10:30, bro.
Either way, get your question in one of these mornings. Put your question
Yeah,
in. Put your
yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. We scheduled to have a few guests, man. You have to just do your due diligence and remain on that community page because yeah, you just never know when we're gonna have a guest on.
Yeah, Adrian Clark. I like it. I like it. He doing his thing, man. He got. I got his book. I copped his book actually.
Yeah,
That's a
I got
good
that.
book
I
that he
got that.
wrote.
Which one you got? The manager book or the divorce
Yeah,
book?
the manager book. Like he was
You
talking
read that
about, like
story
he
with
got.
Earl?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Fire, right? Fire. He got him the
yeah,
Kodo deal and Earl turned it down.
yeah,
Crazy work.
yeah.
Think about it. Earl hasn't even fought a legend. That's why you need a manager, bro. You make these decisions. Earl ain't
It's
even fought a
crazy.
legend. He would have fought an active
That's
legend.
crazy.
He would have
He
beat
would have.
Kodo.
Yeah, yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. People gonna call in like Mr. Perry. Oh, well, fuck! Get off Earl's back. He's still Hall of Famer. I ain't say he won, but he'd have been a Hall of Famer a lot quicker, beating that Kodo, getting that Kodo win on that resume.
Even my guy Austin Trout got that win. You know,
Word.
Austin Trout got that. Then he went to that Canelo fight.
It's all over. He's knocked out. What a shot.
They was talking about that basically for Spence. Imagine had Spence got the Cotto fight, then they was talking about him. He win. They was talking about Spence and Canelo in Dallas. That was a play once
Remember,
upon a time.
if you prefer Patreon to ask your question, remember the perks of being a Patreon member is you get the MP3 for every podcast that I do. So if I do an 8-hour podcast, you get to download that MP3 as part of your membership and you have no ads on it. You know, YouTube ads, Spotify ads, YouTube, iTunes ads, those will not be on there. That is the perks of being on Patreon. YouTube does not allow me to upload an MP3 to give it to you as a members only feature. So that can only be done on Patreon. But don't forget to frequent both Patreon and YouTube unless, you know, you're only a member of one, just so that you can also, you know, always put in your question. Don't be last because it's a first come, first serve basis. You know, we ask as many questions as we can while the guest has time, while they have that time. Also, man, I have been doing a horrible job, so I might have to extend this because in no way, shape, or form, you know, I'm Jay-Z influenced, and there's only one rule, Treese. I will not lose. So since I haven't been doing the proper promotion, we're gonna put the PS5 raffle at an exact 30 days worth of promotion, meaning every day that I announce it, that's one down on that clock. But remember, the TBV has a brand new PS5 TBV members only raffle. So you do have to be a YouTube member in order to put your $25 to buy a virtual raffle ticket to get involved in this brand new, never open PS5 raffle that we're doing. 25 measly dollars gets you this PS5 delivered to your house. And let me tell you, I know now for a fact, since I delivered the other one to Robert Cassidy, that it costs a lot more than that, especially when I have to put the insurance for this $700 to $800 device, right? 4 to 7, whatever it costs when it comes as a bundle. Point is, $25 gets you involved. And you get to maybe win a PS5 for your kid for just $25. So don't forget that. What else we got to talk about? What else before we wrap up? We got Tip Bellis, still no Border Wars presser.
That's what I was just about to ask you. So when you was talking to interviews, when are we doing Border
Listen. The
Wars
fighters.
unguarded or
How many times do I gotta say Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 12 o'clock? I could do it. Y'all got to schedule with me. I'm available. Those are my times to do Border Wars. You know. But shout out to Border Wars. We finally got a fight for OC the Boss, and it is a nice fight card that we're putting together here. Let me go ahead and refresh and get that bout sheet in print form to show you it nice
yes,
and.
sir. August 2nd in Watertown, Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, it's
Yes,
going
sir.
down, man. It's going down, man.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. We're gonna take ourselves out for the purposes of showing this. We got Tip Bellis and Lobo first fight up. We got Big Bay Quinn taking on Alex Vega, the back call veteran. We got the hard punching Miles Austin coming off of that loss to Lobo, where many thought he could have won in that first round. He's taking on the unseen Justin Yancey, a community member in the community that hasn't truly revealed himself. The return of Wizard after dislocating the shoulder in the first fight with Vincent Colbert, who's given him the opportunity to avenge that loss. We got Michael Bowie taking on Adrian Rowan fighter Andres Zavala Gomez. Then we got the return of Emperor King, baby. He's taking on
Okay.
Courtney Gyrison. I don't know, whatever that is. Grisson, I don't know. Then we got Fernando Camarena, the fighter trained by Adrian Rowan, taking on Romero Farfang. We got Dwayne King, which is a.k.a. Laugh Out Loud Pillow, taking on Angel Urina. We got Ray from Florida, just sparred massive hard rounds with Alex, according to Alex Vega, taking on Hansley Bobo, the stablemate of Anthony Forbes, who is a known Border Wars fighter in the community. Then we have the return of Steven Rivera, a.k.a. El Chino from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the big ticket seller, known to sell over 50 tickets at a Border Wars event on average. In the Masters division, going up for the first Masters heavyweight belt in Border Wars. He's going to be taking on Rocky Rodriguez, coming off that big stoppage win over Atlanta's own James Too Cold Benitez. Then we got OC is the boss back at it at 165 pounds, taking on John Smith in a rematch where OC got the win first time around. John Smith, a fitness guy and probably in 10 times better shape than OC, who hasn't fought in over 3 years and weighs over 200 pounds and was looking to get in the ring with CYP. We got Brandon Olivos versus Amari Johnson, and that fight got made. That must have been an Adrian fight. I don't know these gentlemen, but shout out to them. We got 12 fights. We only got 13 slots left. And listen, I just haven't made fights because I'm trying to save slots for y'all, the community members. You know, it's going to come a point where I just got to go ahead and match up the Milwaukee people because there are a lot of them out there. You know what I mean? But don't forget that we need a fight for my man 702. You know.
What are you fighting at? 122? What is it? 122?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Okay. He's trying to fight it. How old is he? He fight if he
He
get a
like
if he get a fight, he
34,
can fight a young
36.
boy.
He looking at a 128 fight weight.
Okay.
Essentially
Yeah, we gotta get
featherweight.
We gotta get him some work, man. Shout out 702, man. Yeah. I'm excited for this Border Wars, man.
Me too.
Definitely, definitely
Me too, man.
excited.
Big teams for this one. Big teams. It's gonna be big, man. Real quick though, Border Wars wouldn't even be possible without my sponsors, man. Shout out to Sarafina Management. Shout out to B3 Boxing Pigs. Check them out on IG and check out their website, man. Subscribe to their membership for them consistent boxing picks. He does great live pick action. Shout out to professional boxer Kamari Walker supporting TBV's Border Wars movement, the IBO, and the WBC sanctioning body. Shout out to the WBC amateurs coming through with that beautiful green belt for the fight of the night. Shout out to my man, Coach Malachi and True Media Podcast, man. Salute to you, champ, being one of the few content creators to support TBV. Salute, salute. We got old school boxing. You know, Adrian is my partner in crime in this. And salute to Fight Book for sponsoring Border Wars and helping this event take off. Listen, we still need a lot more help. There's people I want to make sure get flown in. I would love to have Keem be a winner slash guest commentator. Obviously, we want to make sure we get Brandon and Houston there to make things run smoothly. If you were part or seen visually how the Border Wars 13 in Florida at Pro Box facility was ran, you understand how good of a job Brandon does when he does what he does. You feel me? We got to fly in cameramen. You know, I want to have 2 live action cameramen on the left and the right this time, not just one, to make sure we never miss any action. I know Miles was not happy about certain punches he feels he landed that didn't get to be, visually seen on screen. So again, man, remember, your donations and sponsorships are completely tax deductible. Get with me to support the movement. As you can see, we're getting more and more Border Wars fighters turn professional. Shout out to Jerome Lambert. Shout out to Price Sparrow that just signed to Black Prom. And I know that there's going to be many more because we're going to keep doing this. And the goal is to do 4 Border Wars every year, 1 per quarter every year, man. It's only up from here. But we certainly need your help to be on that up, man. So if you haven't already, tapped in with me, please do. Hit me up on Instagram at The Boxing Voice. And let's have a conversation how you can find out how supporting Border Wars will be beneficial not only to you, but to the Boxing Voice community. As you know, we're doing what isn't done. Let's be real. Amateurs, they don't get commentary on their fights. They don't get one-on-one interviews like our Unguarded. They don't get the constant, publicity and promotion that we give our Border Wars fighters. And maybe they get a little bit of that different times in their life when they won a Golden Gloves, when they're fighting at a national, but not at a regular amateur fight. And that's why ours isn't regular. It's fucking Border Wars, and we give you the total package. And soon enough, it's going to be the best amateur event in all of amateur boxing. You'll see, because I ain't going nowhere. The grind don't stop. You feel me? I'm on the way to the top. We're going to turn Tip into a star, man. Border Wars is going to be so big that there's going to be more amateur signing because they already getting the media training by doing interviews with me. They already getting the exposure by being on this platform and their fights being out there for talent scouts and, matchmakers to see how they fight. It's all there, man. I'm trying to tell you, this is only up from here. Shout out to those that keep talking down on it, because I see you at the end, baby. It's a marathon, never a race. Never a race. So totally a marathon. And I'm putting in the miles every day. Every day. Believe that. But I think that might be it. Let me double check, see if we ain't get no last minute callers. If you want to call in, now is the time. And if not, we right back at it tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got one lump sum with the $10. Laugh aloud. I'm trying. I clicked the mic button, but why can Badu Jack bleed and finish, but Nava couldn't? Charlie was about to get his timing down. Yeah, I mean they saved Navarrete. That's all that was. Let's get him out this fight. Let's give him a fake win. That's a
Shout
saving.
out Badu Jack. See, he know what's going on. Shout out to my guy Badu
No, I
Jack.
mean that's what I'm saying. That's how you know it's a robbery, and you know it's some bullshit because we've seen others fight with worse. I mean, Zoo fight. Did Zoo fight get stopped?
No, he continued, but some
All
people were
right,
saying that's what they were saying. Some people would like to see him do what Navarrete did, though.
but that's the
That's
thing.
why they was saying, that's why they argue he lost his belt. He should have pulled a Navarrete.
Hey, but that's the thing. We do got Zoo that did fight though, unlike Navarrete. You know, different doctors for sure, but unlike Navarrete. We got another super chat here from One Lump Sum. Let me give you that bell. My bad. For the $10, you right back with another 5. He says Suarez needed to step his left and pivot when Nava throws ha. I guess he meant haymakers, not ha makers. Nava and Zoo similar. Nava did slip and duck some punches though. Yeah, I don't know. Nava was looking kind of trashy. One lump sum, $2. Navarrete is down to fight, but he's not that good. Mr. Perfect Earl was about to fight Pac-Man, but got hurt. Yeah, I mean, if you'd have just took that Cotto fight, right? One lump sum, $5 more. They didn't stop the fight because Nava bit him. They stopped the fight because the cut from the headbutt. That's what they said. It can't be both. Yeah, they stopped the cut. They stopped the fight because of the cut, but the cut was caused from the punch. That's what we having an issue with. Angel Padilla, $5. Eddie Reynoso reposted a pic of me and my son on his IG. Fire emoji. Salute to you, champ. Salute to you. Let's see. I think that is every team. Double checking. If you're trying to call in, now is the time before we wrap it up. You was about to say something, Trees? Because if not, it's over.
I was just about to say, Mr. Perfect, funny with that Pacquiao and Errol Spence. He should have took that Cotto fight, man. But you know, Mr. Perfect gonna come to the defense of his
You
guy.
know, why he ain't take that Cotto fight? The loyalty. You read the book. That
Yeah,
loyalty to Al Heyman.
yeah.
That loyalty. Let me see, did 702 bump that? You didn't bump it, 702. Why you doing me like this? Somebody tag me in 702 because I can't even find his IG. I get so many messages. I put 702 boxing and 100 people come up.
This is the exotics. Do the 702 exotics.
I tried to do that. 702. Exotic. And he don't come up. I don't know. I hate people that do that too. It's like we literally just texting, and I tell you, yo, send it to my IG now, and you ain't sent it yet. Like, you got to do it right away, fam. About to be left in the dark. I'm refreshing my messages. He has not sent it. All right, next GTO, Instagram and Twitter. We up out of here. Peace.
For sure. Y'all be cool.